Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Jasmine, that would have been the perfect way, actually, if that was the first thing that was said.
Blue Jays win!
The Hangout's live across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams, edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. We're live on YouTube as well. Thank you to everyone for listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you here. Jasmine back in for a second straight day in her Blue Jays shirt.
Back to back.
And back on the show from Four Vengeance Media. Dean Millard back in the Hangout. Dino, it's always great seeing you.
It's so much fun to be here. Sorry about the impending series loss for you guys in Seattle. But hey, you know what? It's been a good run for the Blue Jays. Just throwing salvos out right off the bat.
I enjoy this.
I'm trying to change the pizza conversation to more of like Jays.
The inbox is all pizza.
Of course.
Pizzagate.
They get
I have
behind
3
it.
pieces of pizza left over from Trish and I having pizza last night in the car if anybody needs it.
Left over. Novel concept.
EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian. Check them out, sentinel.ca. On until October 31st, Feast of Savings. For more detail, check them out. Okay, I guess we're starting with the pizza here. What is the... So what Dusty ordered, because I grabbed it when the delivery guy came
very
in.
nicely.
There's 2 larges, and there were 3 mediums. There was 12 of us. All guys, I do want to point out. I think that is an important part.
What did you
of this
call
as
us?
well.
Pizzas?
Trash
2
bins.
larges,
Trash bins.
3
5
mediums.
So 5
pizzas.
That's enough.
So
How big are the mediums?
They weren't that big.
Like a personal pan pizza?
A little bit bigger
You
than
get like
that.
8.
I could bring you the boxes if you'd like.
Yeah.
And you can take a
Like
look at the
5
box. Here,
pizzas
actually, I'll go get the
sounds
box.
like it's enough.
He's going to go get the box and give you a visual aid.
Like
here.
when you say, hey, I got 5 pizzas for 11 people, I would automatically, but they're different sizes. So
there's only 2 larges. And wait till you see, you'll see, they'll
Okay.
give you a good idea of the
so you
pizza
got to
that we
figure out
had
the
was good.
slice per person ratio.
We did that already, but it's like the portions.
When you have
they
2
weren't big
sizes,
slices. They
that's
were not
tough.
big slices. It was good pizza, Dean. Very good pizza. Obviously, none of it was left, but there's just maybe a little bit more. That's all. And Dusty knows. Like, he's going to be okay next time. He says he's going to order a lot more. So here you go. This is Matthew's coming in with the boxes. Here's the medium and
this
his.
is just a different pizza box that we have just sitting here. So this is a large box, though. That's what you have. And then this was the medium size royal pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're also cut into squares.
I think that is
Squares.
irrelevant because
No, but that
disagree.
means everything is the same size, isn't it?
No,
There's
not
just
in the
more-
squares.
and
In
it
the
would just
squares,
be
if you get
more
the middle,
squares.
you get bigger piece. Where it's the edges, you get
so
just
now
those
you have
circular
square
pieces.
discrepancy.
absolutely there is
Yes.
square
Did not know
discrepancy.
that.
Unlike like other pies,
How did this
they're
turn into a
sliced straight up.
Seinfeld episode here all of a sudden?
You got to ask the morning show.
Like, I love that this
Are you
is turned
surprised?
into a Seinfeld episode.
Essentially.
You know, I always carry Tupperware in my purse when I come here.
That's a bit weird.
With stuff in it, or is it empty?
That's a bit weird.
No,
I'm
it's
curious by
empty.
this.
I
I'm
always-
curious. Is that not honest?
Bring
'Cause there's
empty
always-
Tupperware.
there's
Are you
always,
looking
like-
to take our food?
No, it's my food too. Okay, if there's some Italian
Yes,
bakery
have
and
some.
stuff, and I intermittent
Yes.
fast, right?
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
take it.
so for later.
But it's
Yeah,
to be
like-
eaten here.
For
This
my
food-
birthday,
the food is to be
you
eaten
took
here.
some.
Yes, for your birthday.
Thank
I
God.
thought you meant like you bring Tupperware in case there's leftovers, and then you could take it home.
I just know like what's gonna be here.
That's
right?
smart.
And I was ready to bring my Tupperware
And
today.
us trash bins, as she calls us, she knows that she doesn't want to be a scavenger. She better
Yeah.
get it while it's good.
That's good.
Here's the thing. There's 2 guys right off the bat that are in their 20s. Okay, we know immediately. 3. There you go. We know immediately they're going to be
Thank you.
trash bins
Yeah.
off the bat. That's a minimum 3 slices. Minimum. And in my mind, I'd say 4.
I think it's minimum like 7 for those
And then we
three.
get the mid trash bins, like these guys.
Are
You know,
these-
you got to feed
these
them.
slices?
Yeah, they're like that.
okay,
Yeah, the little guys.
Yeah, I just.
Great though.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Delicious.
the Punjabi in me, because my mom would be very disappointed if anybody left hungry.
Yeah.
I think what it the real message is that pizza was so good there was none left over.
Oh, that's the
Oh, we
thing.
started with that.
Ra-
Yep.
Rather than like the size and finger pointing, Maybe it's just the pizza was just too good.
It was so good, and we were so
positive.
thankful that we were able to enjoy it together prior to our meeting.
Post Thanksgiving.
That's right. Now, if there was more splendor to go around for everyone, that would have been welcomed with
right.
open arms.
Did anybody go home hungry? I wonder though.
Men did.
LT.
Really?
Well, I won't lie. I did go home and eat a little more when I
Same.
did get home. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, there you go.
I did.
You guys had it a post staff party
A
meal.
little snack. a
But
little package
Lieutenant
stuff.
Eric and Trev both said they went home and they ate some. But now here's the flip side.
But Trev had like 9 pieces. I heard.
No,
Yeah, they
he
had
was very
3.
modest.
It was
Oh.
Benny and Zach that
Oh,
ate.
that-
yeah,
had a
they,
lot.
sandwich.
they had the mountains. You could call them both Little Caesar.
The Southwestern, by the way, from Real Pizza, it was delicious. The other argument that I would throw out there on Dusty's side is it the responsibility of the employer to make sure it's a full meal?
Well,
in this,
I'll just
or is
say this.
there's just pizza for this? Like,
I'll just ask this, and you guys remember? Did we have pizza every time somebody got laid off at 1260?
no, that was just
No.
meetings.
It's just like, but
It was
you
just
knew
staff
somebody was
meetings.
getting like, it should have been the writing on the wall every time you heard a staff meeting. But
Ugh.
like, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, did we have, we had a couple
extra.
of pizza
They were
meetings.
so awkward. Remember, they'd be downstairs in the
the
old
cafeteria.
cafeteria.
Well,
yeah.
and that was the reason because Vav and I and Dave were like, well, we should have staff meetings but the difference for us, just like we do here now, is unlike the music stations who they could just quickly voice track a couple breaks and they
That's
could all
right,
do it
you
during the
got it,
main.
yeah.
We're live on the air, so it's like, okay, we got to do it at night. So to balance people coming in at night, pizza was ordered.
That's right.
That was the balancing act. And Dusty's continued that on here.
And somebody was getting let go. At least you guys don't have that here. Like,
Hey,
what
Dino,
a bonus.
that trend continues at our local stations.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
Hopefully nobody's being at least told it's an air check, and then but it is a positive for you guys that you guys had a staff meeting and nobody was let go.
Yeah,
That's how you
well,
do
I
business.
think generally the intention
Yeah, that's how
is
you
to
do
make
business.
sure everyone's
That's
moving in the
right.
same direction together.
You're already a step ahead.
I will say, when remember we would do like draft specials and
Yeah.
trade deadline specials, and everybody would kind of come in.
we would do pizza then, yeah.
But it always came from like morning show sponsors or Gregor's sponsors or sponsors of our other
Yeah.
shows, where they would hook us up basically, and we would have an abundance to the point where Bear and Virgin would be coming over and be like, yes, have some. There's too much.
Has anybody ever told you that there's a blinding sunspot at
It
this time
started,
of the day?
it
Oh, I
started
can fix that.
yesterday, I think. 'Cause
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
I'm doing a
it's
show
on
like
Belsy,
this.
but, yeah.
Guy Flaving actually today is dropping off blackout blinds for us
Wow!
that I need to
Oh, there you go.
go install on
is
that. I
money.
didn't know that.
It's a work in progress.
That's money. Like you guys are fixers. That's what you can do.
Benny's in the nasty chat said he had 4 slices and a piece of crust. So that's the other thing with the square pizzas, that some of the pieces that some people will argue they aren't a piece of pizza, they're just the crust.
Who
part of
eats
it.
crust though? Crust is just filling.
I do.
Crust
What
is
is
I'm
filling.
on
crust?
crust.
Sometimes crust is the best part of
Yeah.
the pizza.
Dip it in Chipotle ranch.
Okay, the only
But
time
I'm
I-
a bread
Yeah.
fiend too. I
I'm a
love bread
doner
just in
sauce.
general.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
but
donuts.
there's already enough bread in the pizza. You don't need to eat the crust. So this is what
100%
I
you
do.
do.
This is just
Well,
my
I can tell
philosophy.
you Dusty doesn't eat crust because we had 3 slices of pizza for the morning boys for the show today, and I could tell that there's
Yeah.
No, there isn't.
But if you
Is
eat,
that the right
crust,
box?
you eat the whole pizza, then save your crust for later. If you have any kind of dipping sauce, you can dip that. But don't waste your space in your stomach on crust. If I was running for any political party, that would be my slogan. Don't eat the crust. Save the crust for
Less
later.
carbs, more
Eat-
vegetables.
That's right. Eat the veggies, the meat, the protein, all that stuff. Save the crust for later because it just fills you up.
Nah, I could eat a lot of food while also eating all the bread.
A
I
good
just
pie.
love my bread.
Has a tolerable crust, and if you have a dipping sauce, that's just a bonus.
So good. But I always like to keep it for later because I don't want to waste the good pizza. I don't know. I'm just not
I
a crust
respect
guy.
Well, Jen in the nasty, crust is the best part of a pizza, and sometimes I don't disagree with
The
that.
whole pizza is kind of crust, though, isn't it? Like,
No, it's different because it's
No.
got.
Yeah, I guess
it's
it's not-
crispier.
it's a little harder, yeah. I
There's
don't know.
more of it generally.
I like crust, but I like saving it for later.
The way I will define this quote unquote controversy that we're having with the pies, I think Dusty, and I said it before the show here, ordered the right amount of pie.
Yeah.
He ordered the right amount, but he probably could have ordered then a little bit more.
Yep.
Like it's a mix of both. In the end, everyone got slices of
You
pizza.
probably could always order more pizza.
That's the
technically,
thing. But
Yes.
we could have ordered more. But in the end, no pizza went to waste. It all got eaten.
and it's better than no pizza at all.
You said that, I think Dusty mentioned, so you mentioned the Southwest is really good, right? And
Southwestern is great. It has like banana peppers and all that stuff.
I love those like different sort of pizzas. That's why and he said Hernan ordered it and he told Hernan he needs to eat it all. If he wants to get that one. Is that the way?
I wanted the Southwestern.
Okay, and that
Because
was
it
the
had
medium?
chipotle sauce, ground beef, crumbled Italian sausage, banana pepper, and green pepper.
Yeah, that's the one I
So
would.
really, the only thing Dusty wouldn't like out of that is peppers. But
Any kind of peppers? Like not even green
You're
peppers?
talking about.
it's veggies
That's
in general.
veggie. Yeah, that's right.
Hernan wanted also the spaghetti. And what was the other one?
I had that one. It was different.
The
What was
spaghetti
it?
pizza?
Like-
There's spaghetti on top
yeah.
of the pizza.
Was
Yeah.
it chopped up?
Uh,
Or was it actually like the long?
no, it
wasn't
was like
long.
wrapped.
Why do we keep trying
There
to
was one more.
combine foods? Like I see burgers with French fries on it, or this or that, or like. Listen, I like the odd like ripple chip with a sandwich, or whatever. But
Yeah.
spaghetti on a pizza or fries on a burger. Like we're combining all these different kind of foods. Have we just run out of ideas? So we're like, hey, let's take roast
Probably.
beef and a pizza and put it together or something.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I think
terrible
our
combination.
flavor palette
It'll
is
probably
like
be a chip
divided.
flavor at some point.
Yeah.
Roast beef pizza. Like you see chip
I think
flavor.
there is
Donair
one.
pizza.
I
There's
know.
butter chicken
Yeah.
pizza. There's taco pizza.
Yep.
Taco pizza's good.
But-
Paco's
And
had
And so
that one
yeah,
for a
maybe
while.
You gotta
some
be
people
quick
like
with
it.
the
It just
lettuce.
seems like
That's true.
Yeah.
I like to keep my food in the lanes that they came in. I don't like my when I was a kid, I didn't like my food touching on a plate.
Yeah,
but
I still don't like my food touching
I don't
on
really like combining meals.
I'm with you on that, Dean. One revelation I had was crunched up Doritos on baked mac and cheese.
Oh,
To die for. Like it, and you gotta get they really ground it down and then sprinkle it on the mac and cheese. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
I think Northern Chicken used to do that. I loved it. It was so good. But you're right. Like for the most part, like
strange.
I don't need a big onion ring on my burger.
No.
It's gonna just turn
I
into a
love it.
disaster.
I love it. I don't
An
know what
onion
you're
ring on a
talking about.
burger is awesome, and I don't
I
like
like onion
generally,
crisp,
but-
the little crispy onions.
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
If I'm
ones.
paying for it, I want something that's so unique and unusual that I probably wouldn't make at home.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I just want to eat good food, and I just don't
yeah.
want I'm just not big into the mixing of.
Well, the pizza
my
one's a
meals.
dangerous game because it could go really bad, right?
Right.
Especially if like that crust is important too. If you're throwing a bunch of spaghetti on there, that crust got to hold it.
Yeah.
And the royal pizza crust held it.
held
Like
it.
there's various elements that also go into the pizza beyond the taste of making sure that when you're combining these elements, is this going to hold?
The first time I saw somebody put chicken on a pizza, I'm like, "What are you talking about? Chicken on a pizza?"
Really?
Now I
Barbecue
it's
chicken.
becoming normal, right? And
Yes.
it's like, but I was like, "What do you mean? Pizza is like pepperoni, mushroom, peppers, whatever, and then chicken." I'm like, "Okay, that's when it really started."
I love Donair pizza. Thank you for reminding me about that.
favorite.
Big Dave chiming in via the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. I have a family of 7, 2 adults, 2 teenagers, 3 under 10. A typical pizza order is a minimum 5 larges, a garlic fingers, and at least 1 chicken accompaniment. That covers the initial meal and a meal the next day.
That's a C note right there, probably.
Easily more than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 pizzas.
I don't think
Yeah.
everyone needs a bunch of pizza the next day. I will say maybe if there was some chicken wings on the side,
I
that
like
would have
pizza.
limited some of the need for the extra pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because then
fair.
there's a little. Usually when you have pizza, there's that.
I'm a
extra
cold
element
pizza
for-
guy.
I love
I
it.
Really?
always make. I always order for just like if I'm eating myself. I'm like, okay, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna order a little extra because I want some for tomorrow. Always cold pizza.
That's
breakfast.
crazy.
Like if you go
loves
to a
that too.
place. We were actually at an arena in Vancouver a couple years ago, and we arrived early because we thought the place was open for breakfast. And we're like, no, we don't have breakfast. It's only on Saturday. Well, I didn't want to get a burger, so I ordered a pizza. It's the perfect breakfast meal. Like pizza is the perfect
served you a pizza?
non-breakfast. Well, because they're serving, they didn't serve breakfast. They were only serving lunch.
Okay.
At like 10 a.m.
Yeah, I'd do that.
So I'm like, pizza is the perfect breakfast substitute. Like, there's not a lot of other supper meals I would eat for breakfast.
You do hear
do
people say
breakfast for
I
supper,
had
but-
leftover pizza for
There's
breakfast.
breakfast pizzas with
I was about
eggs
to
on
say.
them.
That's right.
now.
Is
They're
it?
delicious.
Like egg on a burger. Do you do egg on a burger? No, me
absolutely
neither.
not.
Oh, it's
I don't want
absolutely
to. I
not.
don't want
I
to
love it.
combine those two things, but I will have. Like I wouldn't have a burger and fries for breakfast.
No.
Would like, but
No,
I could have a
Too
pizza.
heavy.
Yeah. There is a pizza at Summit that has like corn and stuff on it. What do you know which one that
I
is?
don't.
It's phenomenal.
That place is so good,
It
and
is.
they've just updated their menu and getting ready for it. It's going to be gorgeous.
Good job, Yenny.
Yes.
Matt Hyman, ever eat pizza upside down? You taste the toppings more, but look ridiculous. LOL. So like you actually flip the
Wouldn't it-
pizza,
But you
and
only
eat
can
it
do that in
way?
the morning. Like you
You
can't
could
do
also,
that.
or
like
it has to be like a
sticks.
pepperoni pizza
Yeah.
or something.
Even that might slide off.
Yeah. The only I'll say there is the like.
What if you took
I only
two
know this at
slices?
Versato's Pizza,
yeah.
but Versato's Pizza, if you ever order Versato's, which is Northeast Edmonton, ask for it flipped when you're taking it home because they put a piece of wax paper on it and they serve it to you flipped, so the toppings are on the bottom and the crust's on the top, so that the crust doesn't get soaked in with all of their
soggy.
meat and all that. And then when you get home, all you do is you quickly flip it over and you open it up, and it's perfect.
I like that.
It's really well done.
That's a really smart idea.
But you have to order
Because
that.
soggy pizza is not fun.
No, and like the one thing I need on my order is well done. That's the thing I'll check or click. It
Yeah.
has to be well done.
I've never known of well done pizza.
Yeah, what is this?
Jay got it when we were at Century last year for.
Oh,
Alex
you've
Crim
never
Post.
had a
He'd
pizza
always
that was
get well
undercooked?
done.
Ugh.
And I don't know. It was. I don't. I still won't go out probably and ask for a well done pizza because I'm good. But it was awesome.
I'm scared of doughy, like the doughy taste. So I'm like you. I'm like, you get a couple from a place and you're like, I gotta always get it well done from
Yeah,
that place. Some
that
places you don't
crunch.
need to, but yeah.
When my very first job was working at Pizza Hut call center.
Oh yeah.
So I knew all these hacks and stuff about pizza. Yeah.
My very first job was a Pizza Hut dishwasher
Where?
in Brandon, Manitoba. in like
Jay
the
put it on
90s.
reception desk.
At a restaurant?
Yeah, at Pizza Hut. I was a dishwasher at
Okay,
Pizza Hut. Yeah.
I miss sit down Pizza Huts.
The buffets.
Yeah.
Oh, the pan.
One
Like,
of the last buffet Pizza Huts was over here in Edmonton.
That's
By 178th, is it, or whatever it is. I think Dusty and Eric used to go after
I loved
work.
it.
Just every so often they'd go for
Their
just a
garlic
quote
bread
unquote
with
show meeting. The
cheese
two of
on
them
it.
would just go for pizza buffet.
it's all I would eat on my break. Garlic cheese toast.
I want to be able to sit down at a Pizza Hut again.
Yeah, that was just
Order. I just wanted these to be, and you sit there and you have conversation, and then the pizzas come and you eat them, and
the
they have
big
the red
pan.
cups and
Yeah.
the pan.
Did you guys ever go with your like teachers for like if you did well on something? I remember
No,
I got
never.
awarded for something.
We just got like it'd be pizza party at the
Hot dog day.
That-
We had
Hot dog day,
day.
hamburger day. We had
Yeah.
pizza day too.
All like we didn't even have we had hot dog day. You would get hot dog, a bag of chips, and a thing of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
we got pop when I was younger.
I was way too. I'm
We
way
were-
too old to get pop.
We got pop. Those were fun days, and you get like the full can. As a little kid, that's a big
That
deal.
was the best on Halloween. If you ever went somewhere,
Oh.
they gave out the full can or a
Man.
full
That
was your
bag of
favorite
chips.
house.
You're like, I'm going to change costumes and go back.
I agree with you. And like Reed and Jay were talking about this. They were like irate about having a pop can. And I couldn't
Who
understand this
was?
heavy Reed and Jay.
about like who's irate about it?
Well,
like as them as kids or them as
They're
more
saying
adults?
they had their topic. I believe it was yesterday
Yeah.
or the day before, and it was like what's the worst Halloween candy to receive?
Oh, that tard toffee. That's for sure. That's
The Tootsie Roll,
no-brainer.
you mean? That?
No,
Oh.
just
Yeah.
the yellow or the orange and black. It had like doesn't even
Candy
have a
corn?
name on it. It's like a
Yeah.
bat on it or something like that.
What you do know what you're talking about?
If they were saying pop, they're completely wrong.
Yeah, pop was the best. Are you
As a
kidding
kid,
me?
that was like you don't want too many of those. You
Yeah.
don't want 5 or 6 because then it would weigh down your bag.
Yeah.
But you'd want 2 or 3 of those.
For sure. Or full chocolate bars or full chips.
I like the chips too because it was a treat.
For sure.
It'd be different flavors that you normally wouldn't get. Yeah.
They didn't like the pops.
Nope. Jay was very against
That's
pop
weird.
and complained about it.
Maybe like I wouldn't want to give out a pop. That's a lot to give out, but
Yeah, that's why I respect
it.
to those people that do it.
totally.
That's a
wouldn't-
great one
like,
for
when-
kids.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's like this anymore. But when I was a kid, there was like hundreds of kids out. So you'd be like, "Where's this? Go to this place." But it was like you'd meet in the middle of the street and trade information about where the good houses are. Okay,
Yes.
well now we're gonna go over here and we're going over here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, on this street over here, the Smiths are doing this or whatever. It's like you coordinate it. And now I don't even know if people get like 50 kids on a night or something like that.
depends what
I go hand out candy
guess,
at my
yeah,
brother's
you're right.
place, and I count every year. It's about like 150 or something, 175. My cousin
That's a
lives
lot.
on like Halloween Street in Edmonton, where they
Ellerslie?
by Summerside or whatever.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
There's like we asked her at Thanksgiving. She's like, I'm buying like 2,800 pieces of candy.
This is
That's
true
what I'm capping it
story.
Her whole closet, like she has a room just full of cotton candy right now, and she's like, I'm capping at 2,800. I just can't do more than that.
Wow.
Exactly right. That number is exactly right. I have friends that live there too, and they have massive bins. But this is the thing. Why would you go to those places? You're getting like one candy, like a little bit. If you go to like those older neighborhoods, that's where you get the
It depends on
Good
what you
vibes.
right?
Right?
Like,
Because people drive to this spot too
Yeah,
now
they do.
because it's so full.
And
So
they're
they're
trying
getting
to stop
thousands
it.
of kids. And you're right.
Yeah.
Like those houses, they have to be like, have you seen the price of stuff these days?
Yeah,
Like,
they literally put one.
they can't afford you a full chocolate bar for everyone.
I think the best places to go, like, as a kid, I was about candy. As you get a little bit older and you're still, I'm like, okay, I want to go to the cool places, and that's what I like to do. So we used to set up haunted houses at our friend's house, right?
Oh.
And I would be the guy at the end that looks like you're a mechanical thing and then jumps out at them,
awesome.
and we would record it.
Yeah.
We had more fun. And like we had kids coming back again. They, I know who you are. I saw your shoes or whatever. Like that was as you got older. You're younger. It's all about candy. As you get older, it's all about I want to be scared or I want the cool house or whatever it is. Do you think that still happens as much? Like it seems like
Maybe.
Halloween.
Absolutely.
It does. Good. We're so out of the loop without kids or anything. Like all my friends' kids are old, so I get worried that stuff like that. Like
Drive
Halloween-
around and you'll see the houses.
Yeah.
You
that's
can find
good.
them
Yeah.
still.
And then you get a little bit older and you go to the Halloween Howler and everyone's in a sexy costume and your motivation is completely different.
That's the best part, like that
The
is,
sexy costume.
is like one of my favorite parts about Halloween. I literally had a friend whose wife dressed up as Popeye, and he's like, literally, this is Halloween, and you're picking the costume, like you're doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. So I find it hilarious to see all of the pictures of everybody, and it's like everything's sexy. Like it's for
What's
older.
wrong
It's
with
like
that?
that's
It's an
basically what
excuse.
Halloween is now
Yeah.
for older people. I love that.
I just thought mean Girls on this past weekend, and there's the Halloween part. And what was it? How did Katie? She says it's a chance for women to dress up slutty and not be called out for it or something like that. Or the way it was
Exactly,
worded, it was just like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it was, hey, what are you? I'm a, what was it? I'm a bunny or whatever it was. And then she just pointed at the ears and that's it.
She's wearing,
Full
like,
lingerie,
sexy
but she's like, I'm a bunny or whatever it was.
And then she's in like this full scary costume.
But Mean Girls nailed what it is to some people nowadays.
For it is. I like the scary stuff. I love watching scary movies during Halloween, October, dressing up, going to part, whatever. I love I think it's such a great, for a month, we get to be silly a little bit, right? You get to relive, if you're going, there's not Halloween parties like Christmas parties. It's all on one day, but kind of get to build up to it. It's probably my favorite month of the year. Baseball playoffs and Halloween.
yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
May I suggest to you, if you love, because I love Halloween as well. This past weekend, I just went to Dedmonton.
Oh, it's so good.
Did you and your wife go yet?
I haven't gone yet this
Okay.
year, but I've gone in the past.
They did so well this year.
They're
It was
so
the
good.
best.
I
Improved from last
I
year.
flew to Vancouver with a couple that were in Edmonton, and they were telling me about the process and everything. It's amazing. Like you're right. If you are a fan of that at all, A, go because it's awesome, and B, go to support them because they do such a good job.
Such a good job. And may I please add the guy who does Dedmonton is a retired firefighter.
Awesome.
He bought this warehouse where he built everything that you see inside. It is incredible.
Is it still on Gateway?
No.
Oh, they moved.
They
Okay.
moved it to. It's close to where Gazer goes to that White Castle pub.
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in that area. And anyways, everything is so well done. They have like a park and ride, and the lines move.
Awesome.
So many actors, so much staff.
It's so good.
And the drink prices are like $7. It's so reasonable, and you're supporting this man who really has a passion for it.
It's amazing. Like we've done that on such a smaller scale, and you see the fun that people have when we go there, and you see like 50, 60-year-olds, and they're just so excited. They're like kids. It really is. It's if you are at all a fan of Halloween, you should check out Edmonton. If you're not, I would stay as far away from like my wife
awesome.
is not like I have to watch horror movies by myself. She will not even be in the same room, so she would never go. But if you are all like scary movies, it is the best place.
Yeah, I need to find some scary movies to watch. I've been wanting to get into Halloween spirit, and I just
give you
haven't
a-
watched anything.
Well, you know,
I'll
if you've
send
never
you
watched
some.
the first Insidious, I thought it was really scary, and obviously the first Conjurings are awesome.
The first one was the best.
But the scariest movie of all time is The Exorcist. I don't care what
I don't
anybody
think I've
wants
ever
to
actually
say.
seen that one.
If you've never
Yeah.
seen it, then that
Classic.
should be your homework for this, because anything with kids scares me.
Yeah.
And then you bring in religion and the unknown, and it's also in the 1970s. And it's cool because Ellen Bernstein is in it, and she's also in another Exorcist movie that's coming out right now that kind of ties into the first one. So it's a really good time to watch it.
I
It's
need to
called
watch.
The Believer.
I do want to watch Weapons.
I watched it.
And I know you weren't as big
Yeah.
into it, but I
Nope.
do want to watch that
They
one.
overhyped it, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that good.
There's also an It TV show that's
Yep.
coming
I
out
can't wait.
HBO.
It
And a
is
sequel.
one of the
There's a
greatest
sequel
movies.
or a prequel, I think. A prequel. That's what it is.
It's the
No, no,
prequel.
no, no, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the prequel to
Yeah.
It,
It's
and then I
on
didn't
Dairy
really like
Lanes.
it too or
Yeah,
something.
you
But
know what?
And it's HBO, which always, if I'm hearing HBO, I'm going, okay,
yeah.
this could honestly be outstanding.
I wasn't
and
a big-
Skarsgård is back
Yeah,
as
that's right.
Pennywise.
I wasn't
Yes.
as big a fan
Excellent
of like The Grudge and just kind of those
That
kind
was
of
scary.
movies. They were,
Yeah.
but it just was like, don't get me wrong, they were scary. But I'm more into the ghost,
Yeah, yeah,
vampire, devil, sort of that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the stuff that's. I could say it's
Kind of
not real.
believable? Yeah.
No, I
Or
could say
like-
it's not real, so it doesn't scare me
Oh,
much.
I see.
This stuff where I pop in a videotape or whatever you would do streaming now, it's like, is this gonna happen to me? So
Right.
I think I can handle the other stuff. The stuff that's maybe a little bit real, I'm not so like Wolf Creek. If you ever seen Wolf Creek, you may never camp again after watching that movie.
I just choose not to ever camp again.
Oh,
but
there you
thank
go.
you, Dean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, because last year I got into the Saw movies throughout October.
Yeah.
Watched all the
And
Saw
so,
movies and
like-
I crushed them all. And that to me, it's just gory. It's not Halloween.
Yeah. I
but
like
I
that.
enjoyed it. And this year I
Awesome.
want to go into something a little different.
Led to the Tampa Bay Lightning, right?
Yes.
The producers of the Saw movies ended up
Yeah.
buying
Buying
the
the
Tampa
team.
Bay Lightning.
Oren
and
Koulis or
Oren
whatever.
Koulis and
Len Barry.
Len Barry, yeah.
Dedmonton is 93rd Ave 47th Street, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really good website. And have you guys watched Monster? You and I were talking about
Yes, we were
Monster, the
yesterday.
Ed Gein story.
Ed Gate, no, that's the.
You'll like
Is that Ryan Murphy who does that? 'Cause
No, Charlie
Yes.
Hunnam.
No, it's Ryan Murphy
Ray's
production.
the producer.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
Jax Teller. Yeah,
Jax Teller, see, he knows.
But it's like because they did Dahmer, right? They've done Dahmer, and they did somebody else, and Ed Gein
Menendez
is-
brothers.
The Menendez brothers,
Yeah.
and this is the third one.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I watched 2 more episodes last night.
And
Okay.
Jax is in it, right?
Yeah, he.
It's
Yeah.
creepy as hell.
And he's the original guy. Like he is the original, which I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yes.
was based
That's the
on and
Nasty
stuff
Cat was
like
saying.
that.
Psycho.
Yeah.
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 Like, that's wild that somebody was like, hey, there's a real person we can base all these crazy characters on. Like that's
Yeah.
freaky, man.
Yeah, and they intertwine the Ed Gein story with how these movies were formulated,
I heard,
like they're
yeah.
emanated from, and Alfred
Well-
Hitchcock's a character in there.
Ryan Murphy to me is the best. I who's the guy that did Get Out and
Oh, that's Jordan Peele.
Jordan
Yes,
Peele.
that's right.
Jordan Peele also. I thought M. Night Shyamalan for a while.
Yeah.
But to me, Ryan Murphy, not as much on TV. Like he did American Horror Story. And if you've never seen those ones, like Lady Gaga was in one season, they are amazing. Like if you're looking for an anthology show about horror, go and watch the American Horror Story series. There's like 6 or 7 of them. And Sarah Paulson got so famous from that as her characters. They're awesome. So Ryan Murphy to me is like the number one horror, producer right now.
It's because there's moments where they're like soft, funny, kind of like delicate moments, and then it shifts to like
Yeah.
massacre, disgusting, and creepy.
And you almost have to pause it, right?
Yeah, you're like,
oh,
I don't want. And then he shows everything, and you're like, well, that's nasty.
Yeah.
I didn't. need
I
to
like
see
that. I've heard the Dahmer one. My wife watched the Menendez one and she said it was really good.
It was, yeah.
But I haven't got into it, but so behind in October trying to watch movies and catch up and everything. It's almost too much. You got the start of
Yeah, it's
NHL, NBA.
Yes,
you got the
this is
NFL.
true.
You got
Yeah.
movies you're trying to watch.
Absolutely.
It's
CFL playoffs
maybe you
coming
want,
up.
the great push to the Grey Cup. Maybe you want to spend some time with family. Who knows?
No.
Right?
Yeah, with Thanksgiving.
You're trying to squish all this thing into this 1 month of awesomeness.
Yeah, because next Tuesday is the NBA season start.
Yeah.
So an equinox should be coming up right away here.
The 24th, I thought.
Will there be one?
I thought so. I thought I read
Because
that.
the World Series will be happening. Oh no, so it'd have
no,
to be the 23rd.
World Series is November, isn't it? When it start? Oh, it might
No.
start
Oh, we're
last
gonna be
week.
done soon.
October.
When's World Series? Usually, World Series used to always end before November.
But the last few years, it's been in
gone a little
November.
bit, very,
Crept into
very
November, yeah.
little into it.
It's like
It's right because Reggie Jackson was Mr. October.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Jeter was getting a little bit of Mr. November. I think they were trying to get that on him. I don't think it ever flew, but because it pushed.
Now
their,
it's Kike Hernandez.
Okay.
Do we have a World Series start time?
Well, Super Bowl's now in February. It's just bizarre.
Like I just think I would
in
love to
February
see
for like 20 years.
Yeah.
almost even if you could move the season up. Like if
Baseball?
Either you're not going to win the battle of shortening the season, so you get more playoff games, unless
October
you're gonna,
24th through November 1st is
Okay.
the World Series. The
Oh, so it just
24th
leads into
is a Friday.
I think that's when
Friday.
I read.
Well,
when
there's no NFL game. It's Friday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so
So
the
they won't get sports
26th
equinox.
would have to be, or the 27th would have to be an equinox day.
The Sunday.
Sunday or the Monday.
Yeah,
It's close.
it is.
There'll be a few of those. That's fun. And
So
then you also-
Dodgers Mariners final.
And it's funny. I saw
teasing,
that
relax.
series late in this. The Dodgers played the Mariners like last week of the season, and I thought, I wonder if this is going to be. But honestly, and I'll be honest, I did not think the Dodgers were going to get this far. I thought they'd win their wild card and lose to the Phillies. I did not think that their bullpen was so bad. It's a good thing they signed 9 starting pitchers at the start of the year, because now they're using Sasaki in the bullpen and he's lights out.
Yeah.
Other than the other night, had a
night,
little bit of trouble. But it's just, I did not think that they would have. It's different than last year. Last year they had the bullpen and the starters were questionable. This year their starting rotation, there's no team that has a better starting rotation. But their bullpen has been questionable, and the MVP has not been great. Like Shohei Ohtani has drawn some walks and intentional walks, which is part of his repertoire. But if you look at the American League, Cal Riley has made his impact on that series, obviously. Shohei Ohtani, other than drawing the walks, hasn't, and the Dodgers are still 2 wins away from getting to the World Series. That bodes well as a Dodgers fan, and you're saying, wow, the top of the order, like it's Kike Hernandez, it's Edmonds, it's the bottom of the order that is doing it. Where you look at the Jays last night, and it's the guys that needed to get it done, got it done. I mean, the Blue Jays right now can't be there sitting there saying, that's okay that Vlad and these guys aren't getting it done. We got our 8-9 guys doing it. No, you need those guys, unfortunately, because you're going up against the American League MVP on the other side and a better team than Detroit. I mean, Detroit, you would have faced Scooble 3 times maybe.
Yep.
Now you're trying to pitch around Raleigh. So I think the Jays needed exactly what they got last night, whereas the Dodgers have the pitching. They can, not that the Jays don't, but there's no starting rotation that competes with that one.
Well, the
out in
Jays
LA.
are going with the oldest starter since who was it with the Phillies in 08?
Cliff Lee, maybe?
No, Moyer or something.
No, Jamie Moore played till he was like
That's what it was.
He
63.
was in Seattle, but
He was with
they
the
were
Phillies
saying
in 08.
Jamie
and
Moyer was going to start the game 3 as a joke, but
he was the oldest starter of like a late series or so. I saw something today. So Max Scherzer is going to go to the mound tonight for the Jays.
do you not think that tonight you want your bullpen ready around the 4th? Like, are you worried a little bit that
You have to be.
Scherzer, what happened the other night for the Dodgers with a complete game is
So rare.
that is the one thing I almost bet my buddy $100 that we will not see a complete game in the rest of the playoffs. Because we were talking about, he was saying, maybe Scooble could go 9 innings. And I'm
Snell went 8.
I know, and I'm
Right?
like, this
Like,
is so
yeah.
crazy that a pitcher, like, were there any complete game? There were no hitters this year. There are no hitters this year.
Right.
So I don't even know if there was a complete game at all this year.
And pitchers, they just don't like doing that.
Yeah.
And
Managers don't like going in there. Like Roy Halladay was known for.
You're right. A
How
lot of
many
pitchers.
complete
Nolan
games he
Ryan,
would
all
have
these
each
guys,
season.
right? For Yoshi to throw a 9-inning game, it gives your bullpen the complete night off, which has been their problem.
Mm-hmm.
And now it sends a statement to whether it's the Blue Jays or the Mariners. This guy just threw a complete game the last time out. I mean, that might be one of the most impressive things about the playoffs this year is a complete game, just because it never happens.
Last 5 games for Scherzer gave up 4 runs, 7 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs.
Yeah, you need
those are all earned as well.
You need your.
He can't be giving up 4 runs.
You might almost consider this a bullpen game. Like he might
gotta
only
be ready for
go
that.
3 innings.
Well, he went 5 innings, 2/3 of an inning, 5 innings, 4 1/3, 4 innings. So he's a guy that's not getting to.
He's
complete game.
he's not getting.
He's not getting into.
He's not getting you a
official
quality
status.
start.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you need 6 innings and less than 3 earned runs to get an official quality start. He is not.
He's
getting
not even
close
getting
to
into.
that.
He's not even getting an official status where he can get the win.
That's right. Yeah,
You
he's
know,
not even getting 5, 6.
He's not
innings,
getting
yeah.
that fully there. So I think if you're John Schneider, your bullpen's probably getting ready to go late.
And
third
if you're
inning,
Max
start of the 4th.
Scherzer, this might be it.
Yeah.
I'd think
I
so.
would-
Like this could be your last. As a Dodger, I've been watching Clayton Kershaw do that this year. His last start, they retired his jersey. You're not doing any of that here with the Blue Jays because you're wanting to win. But in the back of Max Scherzer's mind, is he not thinking, is this the last Major League Baseball game I play? Or is he,
I don't think you can think that.
but somewhere in his head, like, is he that, has got, like, I'm just thinking, if I'm going out in the playoffs, and you know what? This is why professional athletes are where they are, because they could probably block this stuff out and deal with it. But on the flip side, maybe that's something he goes out there and says, hey, this is my last game. I'm going to throw a gem. And he throws like a 7-inning, 1-hitter or something like that and walks off into the sunset.
I remember R.A. Dickey starting in Texas when we went to the Jays-Rangers game, and we thought it was going to be his last start. He ended up playing like 2 more years, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. When he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy in Toronto, Scherzer needs to show up and show out. Tonight, 6 innings at least. It's that simple.
I would take a bet. I would take the under on that for sure. Like his last 5 starts, he's barely got to the 5th.
Yeah, I think you would want that if you're the Jays, but if you're John Schneider, you know that there's a good chance you're not getting that.
Yeah, like I mean, and it's always, right now with what Jeter said it the other day. I don't think Aaron Boone is making all the decisions when it comes to the Yankees in game because of the analytics
Yeah, Aaron
that
Boone
are
still
going
needs to
into
get
it.
fired.
But I'm saying is like who's making the decisions. So you look at the Brewers the other day, and Freddie Peralta goes up to Murphy, the manager, and says, I got 1 more inning. I got this. Okay, I'm going to leave you out there. And he goes out and gives up a home run to Freddie Freeman. Or to Max Muncy or whatever. So then it's like, okay, we left this guy in, and he got rocked. So now we're going to get criticized. You took this guy out early, and this reliever gets rocked. You're going to get criticized. If you're not the guy making the decisions, it's like an umpire next year with ABS. You're just relaying the message. So why do you even have a manager then, like that has that much clout or whatever, if you're just going to have a guy up there relaying the
Because sometimes you
decisions?
just got to sit there and be like, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah, well, there's no way Boone is coming back, is he?
Seems
no
to,
way.
right now, it feels like he is.
There's no way.
Right now, I feel like he's coming back. I'm getting zero. They've already let go 2 positional coaches. I'm not seeing, this is going all the way to ownership. I'm hearing that, reading things. Hal Steinbrenner's wanting to cut salary even more, possibly. I don't know if he's the father's kid. I don't know if this kid was adopted or something, because he's definitely not George.
I read the story about, you would know this, about Steinbrenner's son-in-law that was supposed to take over the team, and then he got the DUI and then the divorce from Steinbrenner's daughter. Like, George Steinbrenner passed over both of his sons to give the team to his
forgot
son-in-law,
about that.
who was a business guy, knowing that Hal and Hank didn't have it in them. And Hank right now, who's the guy who's running?
Because Hank's passed.
Sorry, yeah, Hal is running it, but he got passed over too.
Yeah, and well, what's funny is
This
that
guy just looks at it as a real estate development.
Hal has all the business
Yeah.
acumen that George probably had. Hank had the passion and the explosiveness that George had.
But neither of
and
them.
George would do
Yeah.
it together, and it worked.
But he was giving it to this other guy.
I forgot about that. But
And then-
these two were separate. Like, they have the separate skills. And Hank was a little too, like, you needed Hal to rein Hank in a bit. But you also needed someone to push Hal to be like, okay, we're the New York Yankees. We
Yeah.
spend money. We go bring
That's
in
what
players.
George
We win.
used to say.
And that's where it's like, well, now Hal doesn't have that. And Hal's just like, well, let's make some money.
By the way-
and now Brian Cashman's still around and Aaron Boone's still around. And right now it's the three of them. You're like, you're wasting away what
Yeah.
the New York Yankees are and what your dad and George Steinbrenner he built.
By the way, speaking of George Steinbrenner, I saw a deleted Seinfeld scene the other day where George was getting married and Elaine didn't want to go to the wedding because she didn't want to sit at the singles table. And George Steinbrenner came in and said, I'm going to be Elaine's date. And then they went to lunch together. And George was being George. They switched seat, and then Elaine turned into George, and George Steinbrenner left. I'm like, why did
Really?
they not leave that in? That was one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen to see, because you only ever saw George Steinbrenner's back of his
Yeah,
head.
from
Which was
his
Larry
desk.
David.
Right.
Larry David. It was Larry David playing
not
George
know Larry
Steinbrenner.
David played George Steinbrenner?
How did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
was
Larry
his
David
voice.
pops up in that show so much.
Yeah,
That's Larry David.
I didn't know that.
I'm assuming that's him still sitting there too. But he was the voice of George
But
Steinbrenner.
this was George Steinbrenner. He came in. He's like, "You're not going to the singles table. I'm gonna." And he was doing the Larry David, George
Yeah,
Steinbrenner
flailing
voice.
around, yeah.
Oh my!
That was Larry David.
Wow! I
But
am
the voice
today
for
years
sure was
old
Larry
when
David.
I found out.
That's awesome.
What, did you think that was George every time?
No, I didn't. I just thought it was some. I didn't realize
It was
it was
Larry
Larry
David.
David.
Yeah, it was so good.
Like, and now I watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I'm like, oh my god,
Excellent show.
Can you imagine if you've never seen either of those shows before, right? You're from Mars or something. You'd put in one episode of Seinfeld, one episode of Curb Your, and you'd know the same person was in charge of both those
yeah.
shows. It's like the same show, but it's like Seinfeld as they're older.
Yep.
That's what Curb Your Enthusiasm
Well, I
is.
love when they
Different
did the
characters
reunions
that are-
and stuff,
Yeah.
or would have the cameos, and I'd be like,
Like it's
oh,
just
so good.
it's not as awkward as I think you should leave. Like that show.
That show's weird sometimes.
It's
Sometimes
crazy awkward.
Sometimes brilliant.
Yeah, but Seinfeld was just enough awkward that it was funny.
Yeah.
And Curb Your Enthusiasm a little bit more awkward. You know, it's a little bit different. It's on HBO.
It goes
rather
into
than-
uncomfortable
yeah,
situations.
it does, but not as
Yeah.
much as I think you should leave. That show literally makes me uncomfortable sometimes watching it.
Yeah, that's what's his name?
Tim, was it Tim something?
Tim Richards?
I can't remember.
Roberts or something like that.
I don't know this show.
Oh, it's
He
a-
used to be on SNL, and he would have some like really zany
Yeah,
ideas.
it's a weird, it goes in directions that I'm
Oh,
like,
Tim Robinson.
Tim
yeah, that
Robinson.
guy, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that show. I've seen the
Some of it's meme.
gifs
They're
of it all that.
meme. It's a meme factory,
basically- exactly, yeah.
The, like 2-3 minute
weird,
skits,
though.
and you're just
Yeah.
like, what is this? And then
and
some of them are too
you're like,
funny.
and some of it is like, that made me uncomfortable watching this.
Yeah.
I hear the studio kind of has that vibe too.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but that's
Oh, the Seth
Apparently it's
Rogen
really
one?
good.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. It won a ton of awards,
yes, it
right?
did. Yeah.
My brother likes it.
Do you know the other thing I noticed the other day is all these Canadian actors now representing Canadian companies. Like Ryan Reynolds has been doing it, but the Keanu Rogers commercials.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen is in some commercials now. Will Arnett is doing a
RBC,
Royal Bank
yeah.
commercial.
Yeah.
Like it's like, wow, finally these Canadian actors are cashing in on these Canadian companies. I mean, I can't imagine how much Rogers is paying Keanu Reeves. He's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Right.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
And he was in Youngblood. But you have all these Canadian stars now cashing in on these Canadian companies.
So
'Cause,
was
like
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves was
Oh,
in
yeah.
Youngblood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a factory. But it's wild that all of these of Canadian guys now are like sprouting up on, because I don't remember Canadian spokespeople a whole lot.
No.
Like I really don't. And like Ryan Reynolds could probably, and Keanu Reeves could probably get some advertising in the
Yeah.
States, but mostly you're going with
There were the
Matthew
days of
McConaughey.
like Kate Burness and Natasha Stanishevsky doing like a McCain commercial.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was like,
I mean,
that's
like,
good. Good for
usually
them.
it's like, remember Robbie Alomar was the grab the McCain. You guys
Yeah.
are probably too young.
No,
for
I
this.
remember
grab
that.
the McCain punch or whatever. It's athletes that
Yeah.
are in Canada usually get the sponsorship.
We got a
deals.
few with the Raptors.
I'm not seeing a lot of actors until now.
Yeah.
hawking Canadian products.
Speaking of like McCain and stuff, do they still do the juice from concentrate? Is that
don't
still a thing?
know.
Do you guys remember that? Did you ever get
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
concentrate juice?
Like in the in that
Yeah,
little
and
can
you would-
thing,
it'd be
and
like-
you take
I
it
don't
out
know
and
if
you make
there's like a
you
cane
stir
stir
it.
Yes, you can. You can. My mom makes lemonade. No, those bowls like during when it's
Punch
summer.
bowl, yeah.
Yes, punch.
But is it McCain's or is it just other brands? Because I have a no-name one.
Yeah, you can
Sitting
still.
in my
I don't know if
freezer
there's
right now.
McCain. but-
We used to have just like so many of those in
Yeah,
the freezer because we'd be like, we want juice. Go get a can from the freezer.
Yeah, or you like dip your spoon in it.
Yeah,
like,
you'd be
it
like,
kinda looks
oh,
slurpy.
this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that made me the Robbie Alomar thing made me
That's
think
right,
of that. Yeah. I can't remember if McCain did the concentrate juice, but
I
it
just
was
don't know if they still do it.
Yeah,
They
it
have
was
the
just-
deep dish still going. The chocolate
Yeah.
cake or whatever it is.
Quite delicious.
those were good to quite good.
I think I've only had like one or two
Thanks,
in my life.
Dean, for taking us down this rabbit hole of
no worries.
Canadian. Who else would have been part of Canadian commercials back in the day?
I just I think it was all athletes, right? I don't
Pretty much.
I don't
Still
rem-
is.
Yeah, like I
largely
just don't
before
remember
this,
a lot
like
of
Stu Skinner.
Well, we
Grady
didn't
Dick.
have a lot of celebrities either.
Mitch Marner,
like you
Leon,
weren't seeing John
Messier.
Candy promoting stuff. I can't watch. I'll cry too much watching his new documentary that Ryan Reynolds did. But like you look at Canadian actors when I was growing up, you didn't see them on TV hawking stuff. Now it's like, hey, this is kind of cool that we have this many.
You didn't see a
exports.
Rick Moranis Petro Points commercial?
Not a lot, no.
Yeah,
that would have been
That's
awesome.
Too
though.
bad. Hidden gem, Rick Moranis.
Spaceballs
it's
heard about
Coming out of
that.
retirement.
Lay's with Mark Messier. It was like one of the bigger ones.
That's right.
That was one of
Yeah.
the-
That's
bet you
right.
can't eat just one type thing. It became
And
this
that's,
big
again,
thing.
an
But it was an
athlete,
athlete.
right?
Yeah. to your
Captain
point.
Mark, don't yank my chain.
And then you had the, playing off the bird, Jordan, but you had the Gretzky.
Sundin.
Was it Sundin? Yeah, where
Yeah.
shooting that
Off the scoreboard,
Yeah, you have
off
Gretzky,
the-
McDavid with their thing, but again,
At MGM,
athletes.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
just think
it's a
it's
lot of
kind of neat
athletes.
that we're seeing this.
By the way, baseball tonight, 4:08 first pitch, Dodgers Brewers out in LA. LA's up 3-0 or 2-0 in that series. Mariners up 2-1 in their series with the Jays, 6:33 first pitch. So a little bit of a later one.
And
from
it's
yesterday.
funny to anybody that watches the Blue Jays during the regular season in Seattle, you see the Canadian that is there, right?
Oh, I know.
And it's just you knew there'd be some of it, and I thought it was still pretty loud at
it
times.
was very loud.
But it's just not like you see a regular season game there, and they're selling Jay stuff in the stores and
Yeah.
everything. I don't think they got any Jay stuff. Like they're not as bad as was it New York or Boston? Which team wouldn't allow
Yankees just said no tickets. Like you have to be an American.
Yeah. So I don't like when teams do that per se, but I do understand you need home field
Yeah.
in the play. Can you imagine being a Rams fan and every
It's always road games.
game is a road game basically?
Chargers too.
Chargers used to be, yeah. Maybe it's the Chargers.
What do you think about
Both.
Rams?
It's both.
Is it both?
The Rams just had a game a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
where it was
49ers.
run out. I think
Yeah.
it was run over with the 49ers.
Yeah,
What
but-
about the Raiders too?
yeah.
Yeah, because it's a transient city, right? So
I
you
think
get
they still
people
have a
from-
lot of pro Raiders there. Like I don't think it gets run over by the opposing team as much as the Rams and the Chargers.
But you need it is such a it's such a deflating thing as a player.
It's so common though now. Like even the Panthers did that during the during the Stanley Cup run.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Preds did it with the Blackhawks
get
years
it.
ago.
Yeah, I get it.
I understand you want home ice, but maybe you should just restrict a portion of the tickets or something like that.
I think you can do whatever the hell you want. I have no problem.
Yeah, that's- You're still
gonna
I
make it
understand the
in.
dislike for it, but those
Yeah.
are your tickets to your building. You can sell them to whoever the hell you
Yeah.
want, and you want home field, home ice, home court advantage. You sell them to your people.
Yeah, I guess
Simple.
it's your
you don't need
your
to
advantage.
give the away fans anything. Screw them.
It's like the other day I saw, I don't know if it was in Milwaukee or Toronto, but the roof was open just enough to let all the sun on the visiting clubhouse, and
great.
the roof was closed over. So that's your home. Cold water in the showers. Would you go that far?
Yeah,
I would.
Starchy
wouldn't.
towels.
When I walk
in your
through
dressing
Rogers
room?
Place,
Like,
I think
what's
that's
the
cool.
line? Where's the line that you draw? Do you put like I don't know, sugar in the gas tank of the bus?
No, like
Listen,
pulling
you
your
should
orange and
be
stuff.
fair for like logistics.
Yeah.
And,
Like
and making
pizza.
sure that the away team could take a shower so they don't smell like crap after. And their towels aren't old
Aren't
and
making them
musky.
itch.
I'm opposite
Yeah.
of that a
Yeah.
little bit.
But
But-
that, like that,
I
that's
don't like
happened in
when
the past.
Rogers Place was open and it was like, this is the nicest visitors locker room in the league. I was like, that is the worst thing to say. I don't want the Oilers to have the nicest visitor
Man,
locker room in the league.
Rexall, visiting locker room was terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yes.
It
Should
was
be.
terrible.
It was also built in 1974.
yeah. But
They should have
like,
just
they should
transferred
have
it
taken
over.
it, and you're right. The bench at Rexall, the visiting bench, like it was
Hang
different.
on. No, it wasn't, because there is a stipulation, and I remember in the '98 playoffs, I think it was the Avs in the first round
Was shorter,
were
I thought.
unhappy with the bench, and they made modifications to it going into the first home game, Edmonton's home game.
Oh, they did, but it used
Yeah.
to be though. Like it used to be shorter.
So there's a rule in the NHL now
yeah.
that anything that the home team has on the bench has to be on the away team
but
bench.
not
Everything-
dressing rooms.
Dressing room, I don't know if I think there's minimum requirements for dressing rooms.
Oh, I didn't know that they
But
had
the
changed that.
Benches have to be exactly the same for both teams.
Now, yeah, but it used
Yeah.
to be different. Like that bench was shorter. I remember like
was
Dave
crappy.
Hunter telling me
Yeah.
that they made the bench shorter for the visitors. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, you make it a foot or two shorter, and all of a sudden the backup
Or-
goalie has to sit
Yeah,
in the
like well,
Zamboni
we
entrance.
see that in different times.
San
where-
Jose has that. You could do it in Winnipeg.
So
Where
how are they getting around that rule then? If the bench is shorter,
I think you have to make the bench exactly, but it's uncomfortable because there's no tunnel in some of those rinks. Like Winnipeg, a visiting bench has no tunnel.
oh, so everybody has to go off anyway.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. San Jose, you have to go across the ice. And I don't think there's no tunnel in San Jose for the visiting bench. So
There was a tunnel at Rexall, right, for the visitors.
there used to be.
Yeah.
Then they did the renovation, and then there was no tunnel. The only tunnel was for the Oilers to go in and out.
Because I remember in the 2002 Cup run, the Detroit trainer, instead of going to the tunnel, walked to the Zamboni with a skate. And we were like, he's just stalling for time. It was basically a timeout.
Yeah.
Slow trainer walking
Yeah.
instead of going to the tunnel. But then after 02,
06.
or 06, sorry, that's what I'm thinking of. 06. They
yeah.
renovated it after that?
I think so. You know how, and it's still kind of like this. Obviously, the Oilers come up the middle, right? They had that at Rexall. They have it at Rogers Place before, but now the visiting team has a tunnel at Rogers Place, and they have access to the back area. And there's a skate
Now it's
sharpening
better,
machine. There's
yeah.
a bunch of there's a huge counter with a whole bunch of resources there. If you need something quick, it's there. Tools, whatever. Skate sharpening machine, although that's not really used anymore because guys do the quick release
right.
blades. At Rexall, underneath the stands, behind the Oilers bench, there was a skate sharpening machine. Oh. The Oilers and Oil Kings used it. Visiting team, no.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The best thing that they ever did was not forcing the players to walk by drunk people in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember
Yeah.
guys would come here and be like, seriously? Like free agents to be like, seriously? I have
was
to
bad.
walk by drunk people after we're getting pounded 6-1 and our power plays 0 for 5?
Mac T almost got into a fight when
Yeah,
he was GM.
I remember.
Yeah, guys, because they would go by, to go those stairs from the club area.
Yep.
And there was
Somebody,
that
yeah.
back room to go to the Oilers locker room. And yeah, someone almost got in a fight. And JJ Bear stood in the way.
My
and-
coworker now.
Yes, lucky.
Yep. We
Except
love
there's a
JJ.
lot of like stadiums that are building things with things like that, but they do it with like glass or
But you
whatever.
gotta
right?
have
But
something.
the
Separation.
barrier.
Like
Yeah.
they had the
It was just the
Rope.
The
usher
rope
would
and
come with a
usher,
little
that's
rope
right.
and hey, man, I'm surprised nothing ever really happened with that, but they just put that across.
we
They'd
went
stand there.
we would go live there all the time.
Yep.
And like I'm like we're getting heckled as we're doing it, so I couldn't imagine how bad it got.
It got bad.
like
Those
in the
decade of darkness, just standing there waiting to go in the locker room for
Ask
media.
Belsey.
It was
Or Gager, like they would tell you. And the other thing too is they had to mop the floor on the way to the bench and back because people would be walking there, right? When
all
the team
every year
so
because
dirt, dust,
I think until like
rocks,
the last
pebbles, little chips.
4 or 5 minutes, it was like you could walk everywhere, and then
Yep.
they roped it off.
and somebody would mop it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
very
it was a
unique.
great idea during the glory years because everybody was having fun and blah,
Sure.
blah, blah. And the team starts losing and booze and frustration. So
Yeah.
it's weird.
I don't know if it's because I'm an Edmontonian and that I'm a little biased, but I think the visitor team, I like it when they're positive and they're like, oh, that was a sick room. That was really nice. I really love these facilities. And they talk positively of like,
Kind of had to do that here because the old building had such a bad rap.
Yeah.
This was not a destination for decades. So
well, now like you also get that like luxury of, I wouldn't be bad to play in Edmonton minus the McDavid factor.
But if it's nice to play as a visitor,
yeah.
why do you have to play for Edmonton? Oh, it's so nice in this visitor locker room. Awesome.
Well,
I don't have to play.
Facility.
I thought
Well, that's why I
if
want
that's so nice,
I
I
want the
couldn't imagine
visitors to
how
be
this
terrible because I
is.
want the competitive advantage because I don't care I want to win. I don't want that competitive advantage. And you want to know something? You want to play in nice facilities in Edmonton? Be an Oiler. and go sit with the nice facilities
and
and go there. That's the way I look at
60-foot
things.
marble fireplace.
in there. Like,
I mean, that's nice.
I want Rogers Place to be known as a beautiful facility, and the Oilers have a great facility, but the visitors, it sucks. And they have to walk by like an Oil Kings dressing room if they can or something and see that, oh my God, these other things are great and this is what we're in. And then they know, well, Edmonton's wonderful in every other spot for this. So if I want
There's
to play
got to
nice
be
stuff, I got to go
minimum
there.
standards, though.
I think there is.
I would
say.
go to the bare minimum. Whatever those standards is, I would go bare minimum. I would not want to have the best visitor locker because that doesn't help me win hockey games. I don't need the positive attention on Edmonton for that. I want to win hockey games. And because in the end, and one of the biggest things for the Oilers, people didn't come to sign with the Oilers because of Rogers Place. You know, they're signing
It
because this team
definitely
is-
helps.
Well, it helps, but you want to know something? They could be playing a Rexall Place right now and then still be signing the same free agents because it's a standard.
I have my doubts
Yeah,
about
I
that.
do too.
Yeah,
I have
I just agree
serious
with you.
doubts
A
about
Stanley
that.
Cup contender, Edmonton Oilers would not be able to bring people in with Connor.
No, there's something
Not
about
everybody.
the accoutrement.
Like,
Go ahead.
You said that some
I don't-
players. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. You said that some players, honestly, are in it for the money and not for the cups, right?
Yes, correct.
And if this is your office 5 days a week or whatever.
So which Oilers in it just for the money,
I'm
not
not
the cups?
saying this is not what we said. This is what
is
Tom
league-wide,
said.
I
guys.
know, but
like
I'm
that.
saying it for Edmonton.
Wait, let me finish my point. My point is if your office 5 days a week is this unreal place to be, or it's a dungeon with no windows and it's crappy and there's mice, like that stuff
Yeah.
affects where you're
The
going to
Coliseum.
play.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yes,
if Jack
yes,
Roslovic
yes.
signs here.
I'm not. I'm
yeah.
saying one of the biggest things though for Edmonton people is like one of the biggest things is still going to be winning. The Oilers, if they're crap right now, if the Oilers aren't a Stanley Cup winner, free agents aren't signing here, as nice as the workplace is, they're coming here mostly. The number one reason is to win hockey games, to win Stanley Cups. They're not coming because Rogers Place is not number one on the reason people are signing.
No,
with the
but
Edmonton
if you
Oilers.
have-
wait, but if the Oilers were crap again, if we go into another decade of darkness, do we think free agents are coming back to Edmonton? Legitimately.
Some would
But,
be like,
yeah,
I have
if
all
they
the
like
amenities
that,
at my
it's a
There's
disposal.
not going to
work.
be big free agents coming to Edmonton.
It's a tipping point, though. If you're considering two contending teams and a lot of it is equal,
Yeah.
and one facility is better and one city is better. I mean, I'll go back to what Strutty used to say is he would come into Edmonton with visiting teams and they would take the drive from the airport. And back then the drive into Edmonton wasn't very nice. It
Gateway
was-
Boulevard looks way better now.
Yeah, it does.
does.
And then
Yeah.
you would go down
Yes,
to not a
thriving.
nice area of Edmonton to
Yep.
practice. You would go to your hotel and you go back. And that's all they would see.
Yep.
And they would be like, there's no chance. Now, at least you're coming. Now, granted, downtown Edmonton isn't the vacation
Yeah.
spot.
Needs a little work.
But, but the facility, the
Yes.
hotel, the drive.
I'm not saying it doesn't help.
But it's
Because it does help. It's a factor. But
I'm
the
saying
biggest
it's-
factor of why players are now signing with the Edmonton Oilers is because of Stanley
Yeah,
Cup.
right now, sure.
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying.
But I'm saying if you have
And I'm
Rexall
not
Place.
but if they still were at Rexall Place, they would get
No.
the majority of these guys.
If you have,
No,
if you have
they
a choice
wouldn't.
between the Dallas Stars and
Okay.
the Edmonton Oilers, and the
They'd
Oilers
get some of them.
and the Oilers are playing at Rexall, you're going with Dallas. You're going with the facility. If all things are
or a
equal,
motel, I'm going to the hotel.
if you're all things are equal, the tipping
But it's
point
not.
is the facility.
But you're now doing
Yep.
apples and oranges.
The extra things.
because we're talking
Yep.
about there's a cup part here first.
I understand.
So which Oiler then wouldn't come here? Like
I don't think Roslovic signs if they're in Rexall.
Cool.
Well, you just said
Jeff Skinner, but that's the thing. So now we don't even know where he's like.
you
what
just
he's
said
gonna,
what Oiler,
right.
we just-
So, but
Yeah.
he's not a major factor. Are we saying Zach Hyman's not coming to the Edmonton Oilers?
Potentially.
I don't know.
I don't think that. I think that the majority of the biggest reasons that we hear about, it's the winning, it's Connor, it's Leon.
Yeah, that's the. But
That's
I'm
not
saying,
changing where you're playing.
But if all things
Maybe
are
the
equal,
last 3 years.
if you're looking between the Dallas Stars, the Colorado Avalanche, the Edmonton Oilers, and pick an Eastern Conference team, and all things are equal, then you're going to go to that secondary
Yes.
level and say, what's the weather like? What's the market like? What are the teams doing?
Well,
for
the
this?
weather
We
didn't
know.
change.
I'm just saying you're
Right, I
going
know,
to those
but
secondary factors,
I don't
and
see-
having facilities can be a tipping
It's
point.
a game changer. I'll say that. I'll
not-
even go this far, Maddie. If they didn't have the facility that they have right now, and they were still playing at the Coliseum,
McDavid might not be here.
or Draisaitl,
Yes,
or
that's-
Nugent Hopkins,
yes,
or
thank
Nurse,
you.
like they would be like,
I
"Thanks,
know.
Edmonton
100%.
Deuces."
But my point is
Sucks.
here's the biggest reason that people are signing with the Oilers is the winning factor. That is the biggest
that's
reason.
lately,
Nobody's
though.
deni-
That's
nobody's
lately.
denying
You
that.
guys are but
You
I'm
could
saying
say
that's
that
the
with
number
Dallas
one
and
reason.
Colorado. What
I
we're
know,
saying
I know.
is the
And I'm
thing
not
matters.
disagreeing with any of you on that. I'm saying that is a secondary factor. The biggest part is winning. And my point,
Right.
like,
But you have 5 or 6 teams that you
If
could
this
say
rink
that.
wasn't
Yeah.
as nice as it was, people would still be signing with the Oilers because people care about winning.
Not as many, though.
There's 4 or 5 teams that
People,
you can.
Detroit's not a great city. People will sign in Detroit when they're good again.
Hey,
They have a beautiful facility.
Well,
They
but
have the
back
nicest.
in the day, people like
The Oilers haven't won a
Joe
cup. They're
Louis
a
was
contender.
crap.
It was
And people
crap. It
stayed.
was worse than the
Why did
Coliseum.
people stay with Detroit?
The Oilers.
They won.
Thank you.
But not everybody picked Detroit because
not
they,
everybody
but
had
they,
new
They had all
stadiums
the
either.
big players that were
they
there.
drafted a lot of them, and they
Look at-
paid. They had one of the highest budgets for
there
a
are
long
5
time.
or 6 teams in the NHL that you would
But they
compare
stayed.
with the Oilers as far
That's
as
if
roster.
Zetterberg stayed at Joe Louis Arena.
But there's also at a time when there wasn't a lot of other nice arenas
They came
too.
in
There's a
Before the
lot.
salary
They could have
cap.
went to but afterwards. They went to the Cup. They won a Cup
You
post
could
salary
pick-
cap.
you could
So
pick
why didn't they
5
go to LA?
teams.
Why didn't they? There was a lot of other teams
You could pick
that could have
5
won.
teams.
That why didn't they go
Right.
there? Why did they stay at Joe Louis Arena?
Well, staying and going somewhere are 2 different things.
That's
too.
Connor and Leon were leaving though. Tommy just said that.
Right.
So
I said they could've.
Why did Datsuk and Zetterberg stay?
Because again, I don't think there was as many nice buildings
Correct.
as you
There's
have right
plenty of
now.
still
No.
nice, but at
There
the
are-
time,
No,
How
they
many
came in a
rosters-
different era.
how many rosters
at
in
the
the
time,
NHL?
that it's nice for you at the time. There was a lot of beautiful facilities at that time that if we were back in 05
I
or
don't
6 or
think
7 or
so.
8, you'd sit there and be like, that is a nice facility. Because what happens with facilities is every new facility is nicer than the previous ones. So you would have
Yeah.
sat there and you thought these were the best amenities. But they would have left then. But why did they stay in Detroit, which isn't a great market that you want to play in?
Because they got
with Joe Louis
paid,
Arena.
and they were there
was no
before the
cap.
cap went in, and
And then they were there after the
built
cap
up
was
a-
there. And they built a
understood.
winning culture and there was a winning factor.
They were
there.
done after the cap. The Oilers beat them in 06.
No, well, they
Datsuk
still
and
won a cup
Zetterberg
in
were there.
08, went to the cup
Yeah,
final
that's
in
true.
09.
They won
and
a
then
cup final a number of years after that.
Yeah.
2 years against
But that was
But then
the
they
end
went
of the
together.
Zetterberg,
there's at least
Datsuk,
5
Lidstrom run.
teams in the NHL that you would say have as good a roster as the Edmonton Oilers, have as good a chance at winning a cup as the Edmonton Oilers. You'd say there's at least 5.
Okay.
So if you're deciding between those 5 teams,
And who are those 5?
This is a hypothetical.
Colorado, Dallas, Vegas, I'm just trying to think of teams in the East. I'd say Carolina has a pretty good roster right now.
I think Carolina's not going to be a disaster. Anyway,
You think
Anyway,
they're overrated, right?
So there are teams that have I think as good a chance or close to it with the Oilers. If 4 of those teams have great arenas and the 5th doesn't,
yeah.
that's off the list.
Cole Harbour Joe texted in. He said, look at the big names that left Calgary because of that dump they play in. It's true. Remember when they tried to show Mackenzie Weegar around when they brought him in? And he's like, oh, yeah, cool.
But they
locker
weren't
room.
a Stanley Cup contender. Why did those 2 leave? We also said that's revisionist history because Oiler fans want to sit there. And I'll say this, Oilers destroyed the Flames and those guys wanted to leave because they weren't going to win against the Oilers. It was about cup first. They weren't going to win a cup against the Edmonton Oilers. That's where it started.
Yeah,
I would
disagree.
question one of
Number one
those
reason.
guys' motivation.
For every player wants to win, yeah.
So
Some players
Makachuk
want to
wanted
get
to leave
paid,
because of the
Yeah.
saddle deal.
but
As the number
if
one
all
reason.
things are equal,
And number
you're
2
looking
reason.
at secondary items. Like you can't
Yes,
just say,
absolutely.
yeah.
But it's, and that's where I'm
Why are
saying.
you so mad?
I
Well,
just
you
don't-
guys are mad. You're coming at me. You're
no,
just
but
not
equally as
coming
mad.
at you.
Forget how crappy Rexall was.
Yes.
Like,
I don't. I'm just, but also I remember at Rexall having many people have a conversation that one of the reasons that people don't want to come there is because of the winning. And if they win, people will come. That was the conversation of Edmonton
Well,
at that time.
that's every
So
team.
we were
looks
all
at
just
that, yeah.
BSing all of our listeners at that time.
No, it's of course winning is the biggest factor, but it's not the only factor.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
To say that an arena
But-
doesn't have an impact,
I didn't
is,
say that. I've never said that.
No, but what you're denying when we say if all teams are equal,
I
then
didn't
you're
say-
looking at the secondary factors.
If you don't think a lot of people, I'm going with this is the Oilers, and there's this Stanley Cup winner with where they are right now. This isn't all things equal. This is where things are in the NHL. And you have Connor and Leon. Players wouldn't come here. That isn't the biggest thing that they're going to
I
look
don't
at.
know
Is
if
those
I
two.
agree with Tom.
And arena is going to be further down that list.
I don't know if those guys are here if they don't get a new arena.
Yeah.
You got to keep the wives and girlfriends happy. They have to have nice
Absolutely.
amenities. The families
Like,
have to
nobody's-
be welcomed
nobody's
in.
disagreeing
Things
that
have
winning
changed.
is the
People
that
aren't
drives
realistic
Winning
now.
should be
course.
number one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, there
but
are
people
players
like
that
doesn't
are
have
like
that,
things.
and people stayed in
It's
Detroit.
not with
People were
every
like
player,
that
though.
back in the
We've
day too.
seen
Right.
guys
Lives
take
haven't
more money.
changed.
Lives have changed. Wives
Wives
have
haven't
changed.
changed.
Everything has changed now.
No, it's because you see it anymore. The wives have been the
No,
same.
if you want to say
Why is
social
Pronger
media,
not here? There's a reason for that.
if you want to say social media and
the
all these
NHL has a-
factors, like
Yes,
people
thank you.
are more materialistic. They want nice things. The wives want nice things. They want designers.
And they didn't want nice
nice
things back
They
in the
want to be
days.
influencers. You name whatever they want.
I
They're
think
involved now,
society has
too.
definitely changed.
Jazzy's
It's
right.
not like a
Like,
housewife at home now in a mansion.
yeah, look at the NHL. They have like these new NHL sanctioned podcasts. One of them is Julie Petrie's podcast, and it's just about lifestyle. I saw a clip today was about
Those quotes, the
with a
playoff
player like
quotes that they
who
come out
would
with.
you
Lauren
cast
Con-
in
yeah,
a
Lauren Con-
in a Lord of the Rings or something movie, and like the NHL culture, like Jazzy's saying, has changed, and material and selling and being able to be a
Personalities
brand
are-
personality,
Yeah.
You know,
big time thing. And if you don't have
Simply showing off too.
I just
Yeah,
don't
the-
want to
yeah.
go back to the
Flexing.
humble hockey player
Yeah.
that doesn't
It's not
say
like that
anything.
anymore.
I like not everybody. Like I'm not saying everybody has to do it. You don't see every baseball or basketball or football player being outwardly flamboyant, but we need more hockey players. We need to see more of these guys and girls' personalities,
Yes.
whether it's the NHL, the PWHL, the wives, the family, the kids. We're seeing kids like Ekholm's kid out the other day with
Yeah.
Skinner. Like
Yep.
we never saw that before because there wasn't a lot of social media, but you just never saw that among hockey players. It was always like stay in your lane and be quiet.
that's
Don't
fair.
show personality. Don't go out of the, stay in the uniform lane. I don't mind that we're seeing. And even if a guy says something, that's a little bit offside, I don't want guys going like, full on rated R, but
Yeah, no
even
sloppy seconds
Even
comments.
even if a guy is a little bit edgy, I'm not gonna, I don't want any racism or
Yeah.
sexism or things like that. But I don't mind a guy like Kachuk's getting a lot of heat for using the fat word the other day, right? Like, fat shaming it's called. It's
Sure.
It's hockey
called thick.
chirps, man.
Yeah.
Like you ask some players, there's some stuff that's over the line.
Yep.
But like a guy chirping at another player and stuff like that, and
Well-
I don't think that is the worst thing in the league to show a little bit of
No.
personality.
in the bubble, because there was nobody in the arena, you could hear whoever was
yeah.
playing against Pat Maroon. They just called him Fat Maroon.
Yeah. I mean, if
You won the cup at the
a
end.
hockey player with some personality is not the worst thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that we're seeing a lot more, as you said, outside of the ice and outside of the rink. And I think that's good for the game. And I think that also does lead to, I want what they have.
Exactly.
FOMO.
One more thing
Yes.
that's in like our sports culture that I talk about all the time is fashion. So now they're loud in their suits, their wear, their hats, their toques, whatever it is, and they're getting photographed and stuff like that. Wasn't back then, and back then they didn't do that. Now this is the thing. This is like culture has completely shifted from what
Personality,
Maddie
it's
is
nice.
referring to.
Connor McDavid yesterday went to Aloe in New York and did like a 5-photo thing for Aloe. Him like in a new Aloe thing, walking out with the bag. He's got the head to toe new Aloe drop. Yes.
Like I like and I saw Draisaitl the other day wearing a local restaurant toque, the Olive. I can't remember the name, but like these guys are
Expressing themselves.
exactly, and they're showing their support for different communities
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I think walk-ins. As goofy as people might think, like, walk-ins were just an ad to the broadcast at one point. Be like, hey, let's get guys walking off the bus or whatever. Just something else we can talk about. Looks different. Now they've turned into like, we need a camera down there every time to see, I love Sophie Cunningham in the PWHL. Like the different things that they do, the personalities. And now we're seeing that some NHL players, like you never see it in baseball. Like it's the one sport where you hardly ever see walk-ups.
I agree with you, actually. I was going to ask you guys this. So yesterday, they did have a little clip of the walk-up, but the guys were just wearing Jays gear, like a Jays hoodie,
Yeah.
like sweatpants. Wasn't
I think
necessarily
it's cool. I
a
think it's
velour
nice.
suit or
Like,
anything.
Baseball's super casual.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't understand it. Like I think Russell Westbrook showed up one time in like a construction vest or something. I'm like, okay, well, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
At least it's something different. So
Totally.
I just think that's cool. And I think we're seeing that more with the advent of social media. We all can say there's stuff about social media that we hate and there's stuff that we love.
Exactly.
The good thing is we're starting to see a little bit more expressiveness from hockey players, which we had never seen before.
True.
Unfortunately.
And the fans love that.
I think so.
They love it. They want to get
Not
to know
everybody,
the
but I
player.
think the younger fan certainly
Absolutely.
wants to know more about. Personally, I thought we were all better off when we didn't know about everybody's political party and all this stuff and blah blah blah.
Yeah, we were.
As far as musicians and
Maybe that,
actors and
yeah.
athletes and
Yeah.
things like that, I think we could do without that because I think
Fair.
that's a little divisive. But I think that knowing what a guy's favorite movie is, or his favorite band, or his favorite clothing, or whatever else is good for the game.
Absolutely. And speaking of like branching out and adapting social media stuff, the Oilers the other day hosted a mini influencer get together at their game on Saturday. They had a huge one last year at I don't know what the hell is it. It was Kate's Sky Palace. Now they use it. They rent it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've embraced like local influencers.
People that don't know too much about hockey follow a lot of them because a lot of them are foodies.
Yes.
And they're not necessarily, they like the Oilers, but they're not, diehard fans. But they're like with their phones out. This is the food that's getting served. This is the seat where I'm at. This is the store. Yeah.
And it's a way to get a new audience.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at the this goes back to like the Wirtz family in Chicago, where they didn't put their local games on TV because they wanted them to come. Harold Ballard didn't want to put the names on the back of jerseys because people wouldn't buy programs. I mean, you start looking TV stations. I worked at Global for 10 years. We fought against online, and then it was like, oh, now we have to have it. You have to embrace change or you get left behind. Look at you guys. I mean, the sports talk landscape was dead. And you guys brought it back to life here because you changed and you adapted. Pro sports have to be doing that. I mean, look at the NFL. Just what the fact that they've taken those international games and they're going to have 16 of them, and like they've embraced that. You have to embrace change. The owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars looked at this early and now makes $50 million off their London games because he saw change. The Oilers, now maybe at different times weren't always the maybe most open.
They were not
Organization to a lot of things.
Yeah.
They are realizing that, okay, we're going to get left behind. You cannot operate as a professional sports team without reaching out to as many corners as you can. There's so less of a dollar these days that if I'm a family struggling, the first thing I'm cutting is sports entertainment. I'm not cutting food.
Yeah.
Not cutting education.
Yeah.
So you got to get out to as many of these people as possible to keep bringing in new fans.
That's like the
a good
CFL
point.
changing the rules. They're trying to be adaptable to younger people.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, your game changes.
true.
I mean, look at at one point there was a 2-line pass rule in the. At one point there wasn't even a forward pass, but it wasn't that long ago that I grew up playing hockey when you couldn't make a 2-line pass.
Yeah.
The offside rule has changed. The icing
Tag
rule
up.
has
Yeah.
changed. The trapezoid, like the NHL has been making changes, just like the NFL, just like Major League Baseball. You cannot, like baseball faced a crisis. And I knew it because I'm a Dodgers fan and I'd be going to bed almost at midnight after games. They had to change the rules. It's worked.
Yep.
Basketball has constantly changed the rules. So if you don't stay up with whether it's trends or the pace of your game, you're dead. And
Valid.
And, every sport has to do it. The worldwide sports landscape where now you can watch any soccer game you want from England.
Except it's on multiple streaming platforms.
Yeah, it is, but you can still watch them. Whereas I grew up in an era where I watched one game a week on a Saturday.
Yep.
I didn't get ITV to see Oiler games in Winnipeg,
fair.
in Brandon.
Yeah.
I barely got Jet games. So, you have to, as a sport or an organization, you have to change or you get left in the dust. The F1 did the same thing. F1 was dead in the water until Liberty.
I don't believe it was dead. It was it's still massive worldwide.
It was.
It had nothing
trouble.
in Canada and the U.S.
And but that's what I'm saying. Now it is a world. It was more European. Now it is more global. Because
No,
you
it was
added
global.
I
and now
think
it's
it added North America, captured North America.
That is.
But you weren't
ultimately
fully global.
inflating U.S. and Canada
You weren't
right
fully
now.
global if you didn't have North America. You had a lot of now you're on every continent.
Well, they were already on the continent.
Yeah,
they had
it is.
races in Canada and the U.S. still.
Yeah.
Before Liberty.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as big. Like I'm just
In
saying,
North America, it wasn't
Yeah.
as big.
Yeah.
It was as big
It's
in
blown
Europe.
up.
it's massive now with like Liberty has
Ruined it for F1 people.
drastically. No, what are you talking about?
F1 people are upset. They're the diehard F1 fans.
But that's the same as the diehard CFL
But
fans. being
there's
out.
way
If you
too many
don't
races.
adapt, we just talked about this. If you
There's
don't,
way too many races. There's way too, but like the essence of the sport is changing.
yeah, I still think like you're not going to get back
So
to
hockey should go to 2 periods to get a global audience. Should we do that? Adapt or die.
No, I'm saying change.
That's a change. But that's the thing with some of those F1 people are saying you've now added way too many races. You're changing what the F1
Yeah,
is.
that's some
and you've just
people.
said it's adapt or die.
But there's a lot more fans. So I don't. It's like the CFL. You're going to get people that are saying, "Oh, this sucks." Well, okay, but we're going to have to adapt or die. You're bringing in more of an audience. That's what their goal is.
yeah, and F1 has a much bigger audience than the NHL.
Yeah, of course.
So
But you have a much
That's-
bigger audience
I
than
just-
before
I-
Liberty bought them. They have Americanized F1,
Yeah.
and nobody does sports better than and when generating money than the NFL.
there's a
in the
difference
world.
between generating money and making it better.
Well, it depends who you're talking
That's
to.
a good point.
You're bringing in more
why
fans.
why does the NFL have more money than soccer?
You're bringing in more fans.
Why does the NFL have more money than soccer? Like
Because they have more
Premier League.
fans.
No.
The marketing.
No,
is
the,
brilliant.
the NFL does not have more
Or they
fans
have
than
more.
soccer.
They have more. Their fans spend more money.
But why? No, it's
It
part,
is. It's,
part.
it's,
no, no, no.
No fan spends more money than an NFL
What's
fan.
the biggest revenue for the NFL?
Fantasy.
Television contracts. Why are TV contracts so large? Because they could throw in commercials. Soccer, you can't throw in commercials.
Yeah.
It's the biggest problem that soccer has right now.
If you're
is
telling
that
me
it's
Liberty
45
Media has
minutes.
ruined F1, I
I
think
know, I'm
that's
saying
crazy.
diehards are. Well,
Yeah, that's
but,
crazy.
But you also said F1 was dying and F1 wasn't close to dying.
No, I think F1 was going in the wrong direction. I truly do. I 100% believe the F1 was not going to be as successful as they were now without Liberty. Dude, their media rights was free to ESPN.
Again, so in America, it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world, it was massive.
But globally, it's gotten bigger.
Sure.
That was my point.
But you said F1 was dying, and it wasn't.
It was going in the wrong direction.
Not global, not the rest of the world. Taking away North America, 2 countries.
Yeah.
It was
well,
still,
3. Well, Mexico is
It was
big in
still
Mexico.
I'm
strong.
telling if you think the
You take away Europe's a big continent.
Yeah.
Asia's a big continent. The Africans are a big continent.
Yeah, but North America
South
drives
America's
the world,
a
man.
big continent.
North America drives the sporting dollar.
What's the biggest sporting event on the planet?
Dollar.
Cup.
What dollar-wise? What's the biggest sporting event on the planet?
Super Bowl.
No, it's the World Cup,
Yeah,
which is
soccer.
soccer, which isn't a North American thing.
Yeah.
That is a global. That is a
I'm gonna disagree.
non-American
I think
thing.
there's no bigger sports spender than in North America. And Liberty
Sure.
Media bought them. They injected it. They started Drive. They did everything to bring in more fans, which every sport needs to do. You are always going to get people pissed off when change happens because they're diehards. But if you don't change, you die.
You could even make the case that cricket is more popular and has a bigger following just in sheer numbers of people.
Yeah, like dude, look
It's
at
the
the
second
cricket,
biggest sport in the world.
Look at the cricket facilities that are being built in North America.
Well, they want to get North America, but outside
Sure.
North America, like we met Sachin Tendulkar in LA, and he's like one of the greatest cricket players of all time. We had no clue who he was, and he came up to Gene, myself, DVD, and he goes, "Oh, are you guys here for the ice hockey?" And we kind of laughed, and we're like, "Are you here with the cricket all-star thing?" He's like, "Oh yes, oh yes." Very like humble.
love this story.
And we found out he's got like 50 million
They like
followers.
Googled him after.
I met a guy in Mexico that was one of the best New Zealand rugby players of all time. And I hadn't, we do get in a bubble over here.
100%.
But it's also, if you went to, it's a little bit different now in the NFL because they like the Jacksonville Jaguars have a massive fan club, like 85,000 members in England or whatever.
Because their owner's from London.
Well, and he also stepped up right away and
Yeah.
said, "We're going to do these games," and saw the long game in it. But like as we know, the casual fan knows some European players. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in Europe. I mean, you're going to know who Patrick Mahomes is. You're going to know who some of those guys are. But I
question that.
You don't think they know who Patrick Mahomes is?
Nope. I don't think everybody knows who
No,
Patrick
the
Mahomes
casual.
is.
I'm saying like the diehards, yeah, but like even the casual fan, soccer fan knows who Messi is.
Yeah, I think 10 times as many
Tom
people in the
Brady.
world know who Messi is over Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm
Yeah.
saying if you go to Europe and ask somebody who Tom Brady is, they're probably going to know football player.
Probably, I'd say a little bit better than 50-50. And I wonder how much of it has to do with Giselle Bundchen.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think Dino, I think you're right. I think we are in a bubble
For
in North
sure,
America.
we're in a bubble, but it's also because it's so big. I mean, the NFL is a monster. They will never die.
Yeah, nobody's ever questioning that.
Like you're looking at, I think that granted I've never been to Europe, but I think Americans are awesome at celebrating sports. I think in Canada we are average. Like I think we like hockey, but like
I think everything.
Europeans are better
bigger and
sports
better.
fans than North
Yeah.
Americans.
Yeah, but Europeans are wild.
They're better sports fans.
yeah, I think that American NFL fans
Just look at the Ryder Cup.
are pretty much well, that was a disgrace.
Not that, but even just the idea, like the European, even if you just want to compare chants, Europeans bring a much better atmosphere
Yeah,
and bring it
yeah.
way better than Americans do.
Well, maybe I would put the American NFL fans up with a lot of fans, but I think that here in Canada we think we are like this superior hockey fan, right? That we're so superior that we don't need to cheer.
yeah, I don't really like that.
Like I
wish
think
people
that
cheered.
there is some cheering but like the amount of times that I would be at an Oiler game or an Oil King game and I'd be like, this would be a perfect time for a chant. I mean, I don't think fans realize how much of a impact you can, like, you ask a team when they get booed off the ice, how did that feel? Truthfully, right? I'm not saying that a player sitting on the bench saying, "Oh, I heard that guy cheering, I'm going to go out and do it." But it does have an impact. They talked about Toronto, the Blue Jays being so loud the other day. I mean, I think that that's why when you talked about the Rams the other day and they're pumping in sound, that's the outlier in the NFL. Like, but it's also the other team showing
That's because
up.
LA doesn't want the NFL.
The LA
They're
is
not
just-
in love with those teams. It's not their team.
You're right.
They're Trojans and they're Bruins.
But you go to a Packers game or you go to a Bills game or, like, I don't know. Like I said, I've never been to a European game, so I can't say it's better, but I have witnessed what the NFL does on a Sunday. And I would love to go to a World Juniors or a World Championships in Latvia or something like that.
I did go to World Championships in Finland, and those are hardcore hockey fans.
Yeah.
Like everything stopped
He
when
said
the
the World
Finns played.
Junior, the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're probably right. The passion is there. The sports dollar, there's no doubt about it. The passion, I don't know. The
sports doll is also not there because the Europeans don't gouge their fans as much as North American people.
yeah, that's
That
true.
I appreciate.
Yeah, but it's starting to get less. More and more stadiums, not Rogers, are going to affordable meals. Like Arthur Blank started it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it's in certain spots.
It is.
It's
but
not
least
at all
it's there.
concessions.
At
You
least
have to
it's a
find them.
start. And the studies are out there. Like you go and look at the numbers that the Atlanta Falcons are doing, and it's up. Because people are, I saved money on this, I'm going to spend here, whatever it is. It's not all equal, like I said, but at least teams are recognizing it, that some teams are recognizing it.
They've gouged their fans way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's insane.
That's
It
fair.
is, it is ridiculous how expensive food and merchandise is at a sporting event. Like I went
tickets
to,
Tickets, like World Cup ticket prices for this upcoming World Cup is getting North American ticket prices, and people are getting gouged. And
So what is it?
an opening match in Toronto is likely going to be, I think the lowest ticket is $1,000 that you're likely going to get. I think there's a $700 ticket, but it's like two sections.
Does that
and maybe
happen?
like 5 rows.
Does
But
that
it's like
happen at
upwards of-
every World Cup?
No. For what people could get for the opening match in Toronto for Canada, they could have gotten multiple tickets at Qatar.
Like I
And
remember
they'll get
Jamie
multiple
Thomas
tickets
went to
other ones.
a World Cup one time in Asia, And he's telling me how he did all these different things. And I'm like, how is that possible?
The Euros Copa America last year, it was night and day ticket
So
prices.
it's just a North American thing,
They
eh?
gouge fans and fans accept it. And the reason I say fans accept is because over there, if there's ever things like that, there are legit protests. They do things to stop things. They organize as fans and they get together and they rally and they put pressure on to stop those type of things to a degree.
Wow.
And we don't do that over here. We just allow it to happen. We complain. We go, things are expensive. Oh, well, here's my money.
Yeah.
Because there's a like a 30-year waiting list to get Packers tickets. Like what's the waiting list to get season tickets in places is so long. The teams know there's always the next person up, right? Until you start seeing empty
But
seats.
it's the same over there. So some of those clubs, you can't get season tickets. They're locked up.
And
But
so
they don't charge and now slowly you're starting to see because a lot of more American owners are buying those soccer clubs and they're starting to increase. But for the longest time, they'd have season tickets. You couldn't get them, but they wouldn't raise
How
them.
do you, if I'm a fan and I have season tickets and the team does something I don't like, the only thing I can do to show them I don't like it is to stop paying. Like what's
They'll do protests in a match.
in what, like yelling chants or?
They'll show up late. We'll all wait 7 minutes till we walk into the stadium. So
You're
the
still
stadium
paying,
starts
though.
empty.
I guess,
But
yeah.
they're sending a
it
message.
starts with because now it's a
And so what does the
it
team
becomes
do
a
then?
story.
Oh man.
Have you seen
I
the
don't-
German the German soccer fans against they'll get into like shouting matches with
I've
the
seen them at
coaches.
meetings and stuff. Like they
No,
go to,
on the pitch. There
But
was
I've
one
seen
like
them
2
have,
weeks
like,
ago.
town hall meetings where
because
the-
Germany has laws where
Yeah.
a certain amount of a club you can't own
Public.
more than 51% of a team.
so that these people are owners, right?
This
That they show up.
so like they do get the general meetings where they can go ask their questions, but Germany has laws which put in place that like if the Oilers, Daryl Cates would only own 50% of the Oilers. That's the most he could own. The city would own the rest. Like the fans, every fan could buy in and be an owner of the Edmonton Oilers as well to keep it local. So no one could do crazy. They can't raise ticket prices so significantly because it's ours. It's not just yours. It's ours, which
Yeah.
makes it truly Edmonton's team at that point.
I like ticket
But-
prices. I don't know. They're always going to be, but I think you can give people a little bit of a deal, even if you have like 3 concessions that are like when I was a kid, we would go to 1 cent drink night at the bar, 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, penny drinks. They'd have one bartender. He had a peg leg and one arm probably, and he was the slowest guy ever. So you would maybe get 2 drinks, right? But at least you so there might be lineups and stuff like that, but at least it's an option. Ticket prices to get in the door, I think they're always going to be expensive. Definitely they could come down, but at least when you're in the store or have like a flash sale half hour before the game, 50%, something to say, we appreciate you. We know money is tight. And the studies have shown that those places with cheap concessions are actually making a bit more money.
yeah, they are.
So it's not like it's like we're gonna lose money. It's just stubbornness. I don't know why. Like why does a fountain pop have to be $12 or whatever?
Each fountain
it is?
pop costs a cent to that. I remember at Costco, they'd be like, you know how much this fountain drink you get with your hot dog for $1.50 costs? It's like 2 cents or a cent.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The markup. So it should like the NHL should almost mandate it. You have to have like 3 whatever.
No, because then they
canteens.
don't get to
Of course,
create record revenues year by
I know,
year.
and
by
that's
year.
what I'm saying. It's like it's your private team. When you're in Germany, you can't do that, right?
Can't be fully
Obviously,
private.
In North America, it's like every dollar for some owners, every dollar counts. And don't get me wrong, Arthur Blank wasn't just throwing money out of the window. If this would have lost him money, he might have probably ended it. But he had a long game, and it's worked out. So it's proof that it can work.
I think he probably would. It was good publicity for him.
Sure.
And I think he would have kept it there because, again, it's not the whole. I think it's only upper bowl.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
the very
certain-
top section.
Yeah.
That's the only spot you
Like-
can get it. So for him, I don't think it would ever hurt him too much money that the PR was better for Arthur Blank than anything else.
Dodger Stadium used to have an all-you-can-eat. But it
in
was-
the bleachers.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you?
They have
Did you
that
go to that?
No.
I did it.
Bell Center.
Bell Center, what do they have?
We
Yeah.
went on a junket to interview David Beckham, and Global made me come back a day early. But like Cookie and all those guys, they went to a Dodger game, and they sat in the all-you-can-eat section. They said it was the grossest thing ever because it's just hot dogs, popcorn,
Nachos.
and nachos. So then all around the section was just half-eaten hot dogs, popcorn. Well, but I still think if you have something like that, you're attracting maybe a fan base that's saying, hey, we're going to save up and go to one game. Right now you're how much do you think a family of 4 to go to an Oiler game would be?
More than $1,000.
Cheapest tickets.
Like that's even
if we're talking regular pricing,
even if it's
And they're trying to
three-quarters of
find,
that.
and they're usually trying to find like the afternoon games too.
Sure.
Good point.
So then those are also marked up.
But it's just like sports in general in North America. Yeah, you're right. They spend a lot because I guess it's as expensive. Like the Japanese factor in LA when we were in just a mall, shopping mall, like a Sport, like a Pro-Am Sports or something like that. There was 50 couples, so almost 100 people in there probably, and like we were 4 deep. And every person in us was spending at least $1,000 on their Otani, Yoshi, whatever it was, right? So like, and I look at that, I'm like, these probably people aren't even the richest people from Japan that are coming over, but are they saying like, holy, how come it's so expensive? No, they're just spending. Busload, 50 people get off for tours. Like that Otani contract for them. And it would have been the same for the Blue Jays. I mean, the Blue Jays, Rogers would be the biggest provider in Japan, right?
that was the story that they wanted to go and get
right.
into the
Like
market.
that's what it was. Which would
They would have given up the NHL rights
they would have, yeah.
just because they would have gone all Jays.
What kind of a series will it be if you get Otani in Toronto? Like I said this in the Philly series when they were saying the worst things to him. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to translate
That's a great
it.
point.
Like you could boo him well, he knows what a boo is, but whatever
You can't get
insult
into a
you
creative
throw
chant.
at him,
Yeah.
his translator's not telling him.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if Philly fans just learned some Japanese
maybe.
slang because that is who Philly fans are. Edmonton, Columbus, November 10th. Regular prices, not resale. $103.75 per ticket is the cheapest, which is $414 for 4 tickets.
So right off the bat, you're almost at half a grand, and then you want to have
Parking.
okay. So parking
Your children
is
need to. You're not going to put them on a transit bus. You're parking.
so you're parking.
Some will still take it on transit.
Fine.
you're-
Okay, Maddie. But my point is, you can
Well,
put
it's
them in
just-
your minivan.
Maddie would drag his family
Well,
of
there's a
4
lot of
to
people that take the
transit.
LRT and that they go with their family.
Yeah.
But
fine.
4 people eating at a game. Let's say you wanted to have like
Popcorn pop and like
hot dogs.
Kids are hungry.
yeah, that's
Hot
like
dogs.
six.
And they don't allow those water bottles because my friend was like, "Are you kidding me?" And my son needs his little water bottle, and they're like, "No, you're not allowed to bring it."
and
inside."
this isn't just to pick on the
point.
Oilers. This is pretty much every
yeah.
NHL team.
Go to any other
whatever.
market.
Like it's
and
not.
beers are more expensive.
It's not. It's not just pick on the Oilers. It's
It's
just
not.
where we are here.
Climate change is terrible.
The entire sports landscape could say, "Hey, we are making billions." Like the billions, even the NHL teams now, the revenue is starting to climb up there with a cap. There could be a give back to the fans. Like
I
even
can't
if,
see that happening.
No,
but there could definitely
yeah,
be.
I
That'd
don't
be
see
lovely.
it happening either.
Yeah.
But you would get so much love. I mean, even if you said like Sunday, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that goes out there. I doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know, as you're saying, when you go to a Manchester United game, are your concessions as low as the tickets and different things like that? Is everything low? And if so, how?
I don't think it's as low. Like again, Americanizing it has started.
right. Like, don't you think though, at some point, and you said it's already starting a little bit. Like we've seen, you know, different people and organizations buying up sports teams. Is the American influence going to bleed, and then are we going to see European sports turn into American sports where the gouging, the evaluation of Manchester United, is it one of the most valuable?
Manchester United's top 3 franchise in the world, likely, or something like that.
And so what, I don't know
Dino,
what their evaluation would be.
I can tell you, I'll just use this as an example. I watched a video on Tottenham Hotspur's new stadium that has a removable field, and it goes underneath, and the grass goes under these lights instead of out because they're
read about
limited in
that.
space. So they moved the NFL. They built the NFL field underneath, like on top, and then the pitch that is natural gas sits underneath with these lights, hydroponic lights that grow. Their CEO or president or whatever was an American guy.
There you go.
And that's happening more and more and more. So yes, it is bleeding
And the
into
stadiums
it.
that are going to be built, like I think in Europe, correct me if I'm wrong, the trend is to renovate rather than rebuild because of the history.
Mostly, there's been a few.
Like Old Trafford,
Everton's,
right?
No, they want to renovate. They want to build a new one.
They do? Okay.
It's new ownership coming, and they want a new one.
Again.
Everton just put a new one. Although it is a Brit that's doing it.
Okay.
He saw SoFi Stadium, and he wants a SoFi Stadium in Manchester.
But that's
And
not soccer, right, to you? Or is it?
No, I would, but except the renderings of the new place do not have a new scoreboard, or like Old Trafford doesn't have a scoreboard,
Yeah.
like a video scoreboard, and the renderings don't show a video scoreboard there, which makes me
like
kind of
that?
happy. I do.
Okay.
It's because it keeps that old school feel to it. In 04, this is a ticket list, or somebody posted a thing at Man U concession. A Carling for 500 milliliter was £380.
That's crazy.
So like $5.
Pounds.
That's
a pretty good deal, man.
380.
Well, I remember going to
a bottle of
that's
beer.
$7 out there.
Yeah. So 05, 06, going to the Coliseum, Rexall Place, whatever. You could get half price singles on like Tuesdays and Thursday games. And I'd get a $25 seat, just a single. And I'd sit, above the second deck behind the goals. They had those drink rails. I'd get one of those standing seats. And they would also do $1 off beers those nights, and instead of being $6.50, they were $5.50. And I'd have
those were
3 or
Coliseum
4
beers, too.
Coliseum beers. I would, I'd have
Whatever
a few of
was
those.
in those pipes, they were
Everybody's
different.
like that.
And so for $50, I had a great time. My buddy who lived not far from the arena would come, and we'd have a night.
Yeah, it's so
Prosecco, £7. It's the most expensive thing on their menu.
That's
which
even-
works out to $13, and
like
wine
a beer here
is
is 12,
$5.50.
13.
No, it's $19 at the arena.
Bucks? Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one
$10 for
busy,
wine.
one busy's 18.
Yes.
Crazy.
And is it even a big can?
No, it's the normal one.
And I'm not saying
Yeah,
this has
I
to
was
go
gonna
back,
say.
but like I bought tickets for 13. I went to see Wayne Gretzky's last game as an LA King for $13 when I was living. It's Safeway used to sell $13 tickets. Now you can't even get a beer.
No.
For the amount. Now, it's different. That was in the 90s. The Jets left, whatever. I'm not saying that we're going back to $13 tickets, but why can't we have a $9 beer on a Tuesday? Why can't you have like why can't there be more thank yous to the fans? Well, we know why, because the money is lining the pockets. And like I said,
Yeah,
it's not
Jazzy's doing the
it's not
Johnny.
just Edmonton. It's everywhere. Like, do you think Toronto is going to be
That's
cheap
horrible.
to go to a Leafs game?
Yeah.
And the old joke is that the fans don't return until halfway through, the period because they're down. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
Every place, Vancouver, I'm sure the same thing.
When you went to the Cup final in Florida, what were the prices like?
So I had lower bowl where the Oilers shot twice, which was obviously going to be less because it's a away game.
Yeah.
I paid about $2,300.
But that's resale. That's not regular.
That was resale.
And then
That changed.
concession
Because of the-
prices, do you remember?
the concession was normal.
Like,
so-
what's normal?
Normal was like the normal like $13.
Like
$14
Edmonton?
a drink.
Was-
No. Edmonton is not normal to me.
So that's
Well, Vegas is ridiculous prices.
Vegas
Like,
is
So when I went to
ridiculous.
Phoenix, it's about Edmonton pricing.
Yeah, like,
'Cause
I
it was
don't know-
16 for a beer or something like that.
Yeah.
So with the exchange,
it's
it's over
ridiculous.
20.
How do guys and girls, how do they get drunk at games anymore?
You pre-drink.
Yeah,
or you
unfortunately.
just don't care
Yeah.
and let her rip on your credit card.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
and eventually I think people end up doing that because they just get so fed up by let's just say 2nd or 3rd. You're kind of getting that exhaustion now.
Convenience kind of thing.
You're just like, the buzz is wearing off.
Yeah,
And that's why the prices are the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly it, because owners are saying somebody's going to pay it.
You're in their place.
Yeah.
They control everything. They got you.
That's the North. I guess that's the North American landscape, and
You
maybe
could
globally.
do protests. You could do protests or try it and see what happens. And maybe it doesn't work always in Europe, but you don't see that in North America. Like some of the protests even is just on the 69th minute, everyone turns around. And everyone turns around for a few minutes.
The last time I
but
saw
no one ever
something
wants
like
to
that-
organize a protest here in North America.
The last time I saw something like that was '96 when the Jets were leaving, and little kids had their piggy banks in downtown Winnipeg and
the
stuff
Oilers
like
had
that.
was it the SOS campaign or something like that?
When the group
the-
from Lloydminster came in, or the
Before, when the guy from
Cal
Houston
Nichols?
was going to move it.
Oh,
and
that
stuff.
guy, yeah.
Wasn't it SOS?
well,
I never
when
remember
Cal
what
Nichols. What was
it
the
was.
group that Cal Nichols?
Edmonton Investors Group.
Yeah, yeah.
Which that Bruce Salvo was part of that. And he
Yeah,
passed just
passed
recently.
away. Yeah, I saw that. A very, very influential man
absolutely.
in this city, the Saville Center.
Yes, named
So
after him.
important for many things. And also, Alex Hemsky lived at his house when he first moved to Edmonton. Yeah.
I want to get to this text. It's from Krager. Krager Gatier from you, first of all. I'll start with that. Love how there's 3 out of 4 people without kids trying to justify how much a family of 4 would cost to go to a game. Comedy at its finest. Hilarious. From a husband and father of 3 children. Hey, Krager, great. Thank you for mocking.
sticking up for you.
Maybe, first of all, we're sticking up for the family.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us how much it costs then.
Yeah.
And instead of mocking.
So like
Appreciate
We feel
that
for
go to the
you.
game
Yeah.
with their kids and they tell me or whatever it is.
What
or-
if Dino takes his nieces and nephews or Jazzy takes her
Yeah.
nieces and nephews?
Exactly.
Tell us
want
how
to
much
do
your
that.
experience is then, Krager.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to come at you on this one.
godchildren?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, just tell us.
Any-
Then tell
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Tell us how much it costs.
Because you need to
Instead of
feed your
mocking.
kids.
Come with a mock without a
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah.
Your kids
Contribute
are like
here.
children. If they're hungry, unlike Dusty, like they need to eat. Okay, you're gonna get them a few pizzas. Okay, you're not gonna make them wait 3 periods until there's dinner time at home, or you're gonna take them out after.
Anyway, I just.
What
Like-
if you're
like
taking
Krager,
like,
come on, man.
your little brother?
Yeah.
It's just
I-
it's so calculated now, like
Yeah.
how you have to budget to go or with who, when. You know, it's because it's just too expensive, even for people that don't have children.
Yeah,
That's right.
Sorry, I saw that text, Krager, and I then contribute something, man, instead of mock. We're trying to justify
We're helping
and
you.
understand, and
We're on your
we're on your side here, and you're mocking. Like, come on, man.
I wanted to mention before, just for Maddie here, Ronaldo now has 948 goals. So he's shy of 52 for 1,000, which has never been done before.
Yeah, he's playing in Saudi Arabia.
And it's like gonna be an unbreakable record when it
He's
does
the
happen.
all-time
Because he's
leader.
playing in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, so he's just getting like it'd be like
He's playing against no one.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
So if you if,
What?
if,
He's not playing for a top competition right now.
if
I'm not
Wayne
going to view
Gretzky-
Saudi Arabia at a high
So if Wayne
league.
Gretzky went and scored his 894 goals and then said, "I'm going to go pad my stats in Finland." That would be like the same thing.
That's what they're saying for this. Yeah, because there's no.
So Ovechkin could go
But the
play in like the
difference
B
is-
League and
the one
get like
difference
2,000
is-
goals.
The one difference is there's one true
equivalent.
hockey league, right? There's the top league, it's the NHL. There's and that might be international goals too. So that's all competitions. That might even be for the international.
Wow.
But like, how do you England, Spain,
Yeah, I
Italy,
don't-
Germany all have top leagues.
But
so
what's-
how do you do stats then for that? So sometimes people
But
just
this
come out
league
for all
that he's playing
competitions.
in is not as good as the Premier League. Everybody
No,
knows that.
no, Saudi Arabia.
There's got to be
what's
the 5
backup
top leagues?
goalkeeper of Canada, or the old goalkeeper of Canada, Milan Borjan's now playing for Saudi Arabia. He's in his 40s.
There's
Like,
got-
if you watch any of that, it's
So
not an
You
accomplishment.
should just
His
take
goal
like the
scoring.
5 top leagues then.
Yeah, but then there's the international stuff that do count because there's big
so
things, World Cups
confusing.
and things like that.
But
So they're
that's
saying-
weird, though, to say that.
I'm not gonna.
And he's the all-time leader, Ronaldo.
Yeah, I guess so.
For men.
And
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think-
I don't know if you've seen the highlights of these Saudi.
No, that's international. Sorry, that's international. Christine Sinclair is the most international goals ever
Yeah.
by any athlete.
Just
but
international.
this Ronaldo thing is club.
yeah.
Yes, I
don't
think
know-
both. I think
Oh,
I think 1,000 is a combination international club.
Have you seen the highlights of the Saudi league when a Ronaldo has the ball, takes it down the field? Like they just back up.
It's like Putin.
They don't
When-
challenge.
Like when all those
Yeah.
hockey games that
It's-
Putin plays and everyone's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
Pretty
Putin's got the puck,
comical.
I'm going to fall down.
Yeah.
I don't, whatever it was before Saudi Arabia is kind of even
That's
like
what
Messi.
Ovechkin
Messi
should do.
scoring in MLS to me is not like, oh, he's scoring these goals. Like, I even look down on those ones.
Ovechkin should go play in the Swiss league and like put up like 500 more goals and be like, I've got like 1,500.
You could.
Big Maple wrote, to be fair, Kreger, we don't know how many kids Tommy has out there.
Oh.
That's funny. Very yes, well played.
You can use the Simpson line. It's funny because it's true.
Official drink of the
hope
EST
not.
Hangout. It is a finished long drink legend in 1952. Drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, oil liquor, longdrink.com/Canada, where you can enter your post and go find a liquor store or establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. I need to get to over-under for Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. EST specials on the site right now, which you can get. Dusty's got a couple of plays up there. The early bird bet, Oilers to win in regulation. McDavid 2+ points. Mangiapane a point, that's plus 290. It is boosted. And then Dusty's play of the day is just McDavid 1+ power play point, that is plus 120. Oilers Islanders tonight. Oilers minus 169 on the money line, minus 1.5 on the puck line. It's plus 136.
2.5 points for McDavid. That one.
One of them, he needed 2 points or
Okay.
more. Oilers win by 1.5 goals, over under.
Over. Silence.
Over.
I'll just be the contrarian and say under.
Do they win still?
No, I think I'm going to go with Patty Waugh.
Oh, wow. Tommy's got a post-game show that's going to be a little fiery tonight.
Can't wait. 5:30 pregame show.
I can't
4:30.
hear you because the 2 Stanley Cup rings are stuck in my ear. Do you know that chirp? The greatest chirp of all time.
It's 30 years old, but yes, it was a great
It's the greatest chirp of all time. Because Jeremy
That
Roenick
stands
said,
the test of time.
Yeah.
I want to know where Patrick's jockstrap was hanging from the roof. And then Waugh replied in the media, said, I can't hear Roenick because my 2 Stanley Cup rings are plugging my ears.
This is
Love
true.
that.
Greatest chirp ever.
He
really
looks a
is.
little bit tired, and especially last year, he looked a little bit frustrated with his team.
He's like ragged beard.
Yeah.
Like he came out of the mountains.
Yeah.
GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show 4:30 right here in Edmonton Sports Talk.
Don't you
Tommy,
love those
Benny will
early
get you
games?
set for that one. They'll also
Not
have a
really.
post-game show.
No.
We've also got, just a reminder, Lock Shop coming up in a few minutes. We do got 2 guys and a goalie, EST Afternoons, and the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk as well. So stay tuned for that. And at 6 o'clock on our audio streams, it is the Turf District.
I like it because I can listen to you when I'm at work.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad. It's just, I don't, if it's a late game or early game, it's just like, okay, whatever.
Early
I'm
games I
at that
didn't
point.
like because we were also on till midnight.
Because you had to still do sports.
We
night.
still
Oh, you
do
had sports night. Yeah, that's
so
right.
it'd be like a 4:30 pregame, and then you're in with Gregor at the time, and
Yeah.
you know, so it's kind of weird.
That was always tricky.
Yeah, and then you do watch the game, then you have an early post game show, and then now we got to fill till 9
Yeah,
o'clock. So
that's
it's
a
just
lot.
but here, you guys don't have to do that. So it's an early game. It's better.
I'll take it. I'm not complaining.
One thing I wanted to tell you, yesterday you told me there's not going to be many Blue Jays fans, and as we discussed earlier,
As many as regular season games.
yeah,
That's what I said.
Okay, that's fine. But like Buck Martinez said at the beginning of the game before it started, he's like, "Oh, I think there's about 15% fans there." I think there was more than that. It was quite loud when.
Or it
Well,
just
but they're going to
Mariners fans
amplify those.
left.
They're going to put the mics in the right spot and amplify that.
And the Mariners fans were like, I'm getting out of here.
Well, that was like near the end. They were, but you could tell that they were still hopeful.
I just don't. I said this earlier. I don't get. We're in the playoffs, and Sportsnet is still doing their regional broadcast for Major League Baseball. Like, it's just weird. Like, you wouldn't see the Florida Panthers doing a regional broadcast last year in the conference final.
Fair.
It's
But-
a weird situation. That's all I'm going to say.
But the regional is a national broadcast.
It is, but it's also weird that you cannot watch these games on the MLB app. Like, they black them out.
Although City TV, I think, is showing the other broadcasts.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have the MLB app and I have so I like to watch when I'm or whenever I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You cannot do that on the app
You can
in
do
the
it on,
playoffs.
if you have cable like Fox and stuff. You can watch.
You can watch.
the
You
other
can only
one.
watch
Yeah.
on TV. You cannot watch on the app. Now you can listen, but it's baseball's weird rules.
I was just saying the Mariners. I didn't say that there was, like, what would the regular season be?
50.
Right?
Yeah, I would say that like 40.
And that's why I said so it's lower. And that's what I was saying. It's going to be lower.
Yeah.
I just wish.
Factors,
I just wish. You know,
lots of fan stuff.
I'm gonna probably take some heat for this. I don't like listening to Buck Martinez. I'm sorry.
Why you don't like to
I don't
listen
like
to
their
him?
broadcast.
I don't
I love Dan
Personally, too.
Schulman. I think he's awesome, but it's just also it's a very Blue Jays broadcast. And I'll say this: if the Dodgers get to the World Series and Joe Davis is calling the games, he is the regular Dodgers guy. You will not be able to tell it's a Dodgers game because he also does national games. So it's a very slanted national regional broadcast in the playoffs.
Yes.
which I don't understand. It's
Well,
weird.
It's because Jays are, it's a
I guess
unique
because they only
situation.
count
That's
the only
why you're
team,
saying
right?
that.
Because
Which
you're
is
going to have
true.
majority of your
Yeah.
audience will be
So
Jays fans. Vast
if
majority.
Major League Baseball had a team in Mexico, Telemundo would be doing these games.
They would be allowed
basically.
to, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
Like,
the
it'd
same
be, the
scenario.
fascinating thing would be
'Cause it's
is
only the one team.
If you got another team that came
That's
to
right.
Canada, now what would
which
happen?
never will happen. But
Right. Then what would happen? Would they still be able to? Or if they did this, then if the Expos or whoever, the Canucks of Vancouver, whatever, went on a run, would they be able to do that? Or would we be stuck with, that would be the fascinating story there.
Telemundo, a very sexy
got-
national broadcast.
We've got about like 30, 45 seconds left. We just ran too late. What's up with For Vengeance Media?
well, we got the Grand Slam of curling right now at the Silent Ice Center. So the best curlers are in town. A great reason to come out and check out the Silent Ice Center. And also, congratulations to Liam Pugh, an underager making the 17U team for Hockey Canada. This will be the first time he's represented Hockey Canada because Hockey Canada would not take a player from the JPHL in the past. So it's good to see that
Nice.
minds are opening up and modern hockey is still around.
I heard he's big on TikTok. Really quickly, I'm going to read this text. This will be my last thing before we go to Jazzy. Bronco Nick says, I'm taking my daughter to the Vegas versus Tampa game in Vegas on the 6th. It's cheaper than going here.
Wow.
That they are.
Anything?
No, we didn't even get to talk about the Oilers or Tusky, the Mammoth, the
Terrible.
Does it Tusky? What is it?
Tusky,
It
terrible.
is Tusky.
Oh, the mascot.
Awful.
I think I called him Trunky earlier.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week on the Hangout. It's been fun, Dean.
We've got Lock Shop in a few minutes. Dusty and Huss, 2 guys and a goalie. EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Also, GCLD's Ulster pregame show, 4:30, getting you set for Oilers Islanders. We also have the Turf District at 6 o'clock tonight. Thank you to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Check them out, sentinel.ca. On behalf of Dino, Jasmine, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning into the Hangout here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Lock Shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here, joining us today.